All right.
Yay.
Sorry about that, everyone. We will get the live episode stream up more fluid in the future. Yes, today we are here with Casey. Hello, Casey.
Hi. Hi, you guys. I'm so excited to be here.
Yes, and today we're talking about the Conjuring series. Now, they canceled one of the upcoming Conjuring movies, The Crooked Man. Probably because there was that direct-to-video Crooked Man starring Michael Jai White. It just took the wind out of their sails. But they are doing a Nun 2.
Yes.
Now, I only covered the first Conjuring on this show. A while back, Sean from Movie Dumpster was in that episode.
Yes.
And I did a commentary track for Annabelle. And I really wrote the movies off right
Which
away.
one?
The
Just
first
Annabelle.
one. Just the first one.
Okay.
So yeah, I wasn't the biggest Conjuring fan. I really didn't like James Wan's horror movies. I feel like you're the opposite. You love his stuff, right?
My favorite. He scares me, not him, but his movies scare me the most.
And I can see why they're scared. My problem with him is the jump scares. It's just because there are like really creepy stuff in his movies, and he just always has to ruin it with the jump scare. It's just, you don't need the loud sound, like the creepy red face guy, which wasn't scary to me, but I could see how that could be scary, but you didn't need... It's just scary seeing a demon just pop up behind someone.
I haven't revisited those for a very long time.
I only saw the first three. I never saw the fourth one. But I'm sorry. So I'm not the biggest fan, but I get why people would like him. And I watched The Conjuring. I didn't really like it. Part of my issue with the Conjuring movies... I know you disagree.
Made me sad.
I think the Warrens were kind of con artists.
Such a lie.
Well, they were involved with the Amityville thing, and that was an obvious con. Like, they've admitted it. Like, the lawyer.
Have you seen the Amityville one that was on Netflix? It was like when Netflix first came out, this documentary, My Horror Story or something?
Yeah, about one of the guys.
Yes,
like, the survivor.
one of
The kid who survived.
The survivor from it.
Yes.
Yeah.
My
Amityville
biggest...
horror.
I have a video on Amityville. I did a true crime thing on that. Look, I did a what really happened in Amityville, and like it's me talking about like their story, and then I'm just like, oh, they just lied, and then I just talk about what really happened. But anyway, that kind of colors my viewing. But after I did that Conjuring 1 episode, and after I did the Annabelle thing, I bought my goddaughter
Annabelle?
the DVD, the trilogy for Annabelle.
Wait, look.
Oh my God!
Look.
May God have mercy on your soul. Oh my God.
And she's on there.
Hold on.
Can you see it?
No, her face is all bent. There you go. I'm sure the podcast version of this, they're going to be like, what the hell is she holding up? Yeah. It's a blanket that has Annabelle's face on it.
Oh, this is going in the podcast version too?
Yeah, I put the audio on the podcast afterwards. So I enjoyed Annabelle making fun of it. And I was like, you know what? Because they were all on HBO Max for a while.
Yeah, I had to rent. Like,
they weren't this week. I picked the worst time to do this. So I ended up watching like all of them, and surprisingly, I ended up liking a few of the Annabelle movies and a couple of the spin-offs, and actually Conjuring 2.
I can't wait to talk about it.
I can't wait to talk about that too. And by the way, Casey, I don't know if you know this, but the name of the game tonight is Super Chats. Let's show that on screen.
Ooh.
Sage D for $5 says, creepy red face guy. Do you mean Darth Maul? Yeah. Yes, actually, I reviewed Hack the Movies long time ago. In one of the previous incarnations, I reviewed Insidious. And I made fun of the demon in Insidious. And I have a Darth Maul mask and I put a wig on it. So I pretended to be the demon. Now.
Yeah, he did.
Super Chats. We love Super Chats. If you want a comment read or a question asked on this episode, please leave a Super Chat. But or if you want us to say anything you want within reason.
Yeah.
I always have to stress that. Within reason, okay? You can ask me any kind of question or whatnot. Just, like, God damn it, if I hear Zelensky or something, I'm not reading it. Don't waste your money. Just within reason, we will say whatever you want. Right, Casey?
Okay.
But yes, we will... So there's 8 of these movies. We're going to talk about the first 4. And then we're going to take a break for Super Chats. And then we'll read some more at the end.
Sounds good.
So keep leaving those Super Chats, everyone. So Casey, Like I said, everyone knows my thoughts on Conjuring. Let me read here. Directed by James Wan, as we said.
James Wan.
And
I want to know where you first saw it.
And here, it had to have been like when it was on video afterwards. I didn't see it in theaters. But for those of you who don't know, I'm
speechless.
I have the plot synopsis here from
All right.
Wikipedia, not Wikipedia, the Google plot
it.
synopsis, just to refresh everyone. In 1970, paranormal investigators and demonologist Lorraine Vera Farmiga and Ed Patrick Wilson, who I really like, Warren, are summoned to the home of Carolyn Lily Taylor, who I also really like.
Yeah.
And Ron Livingston, who I always confuse for Kyle Chandler.
Who's Kyle Chandler?
He was in... Oh, God, I'm only thinking of King Kong movies that he was in. He was in Peter Jackson's King Kong, and then he was also in Godzilla vs. Kong. And he's in a bunch of other stuff. Why am I only thinking of the stupid 8 movies? Anyway.
Okay. He's from Little Black Book with Brittany Murphy.
Ron Livingston?
Yes.
He's also in Office Space. He's the main guy in Office Space. But look up Kyle Chandler. They look almost exactly alike. The parents and their 5 daughters have recently moved into a secluded farmhouse where a supernatural presence has made itself known. Though the manifestations are relatively benign. I'm having a hard time reading. At first, events soon escalate in horrifying fashion, especially after the Warrens discover the house's macabre history. Now,
true story.
Now, again, my personal feelings about the Warrens aside, if I'm just viewing it as a piece of fiction, it's okay. It's okay. I've really grown to like it more than I did. Mm-hmm. It's mostly just the scares don't really do it for me, but not all of them. Some of them are really good. The more subtle scares are that's like me. I can watch like the most horrifying horror like stuff like blood and guts and whatnot, but it's like real simple stuff that really does it for me.
Okay.
So like when she turns around and you see like the feet hanging, or like when the hanging person's just floating, like stuff like that does it for me. Not so much the demon face and growling. But why do you like it? Why do you like that movie?
Well, I love The Conjuring. I think it's one of the scariest movies ever made, to be honest.
Really?
I really do. And I remember the first time I saw it. I was living in New York City at the time.
Oh.
So it made it even more special. And it was a packed theater. It was right when it came out. It was amazing.
Okay.
And I think because I am like a faithful person, I think it has a little bit more meaning.
I was going to say, these movies are really, really popular. And then like when I started watching, like, oh, I can see why this is really popular with like a huge demographic.
But, like, at least it's getting a good message out there, and it's appealing to more people.
By the way, Catholics love horror movies that involve Catholic, like Exorcist, because it usually.
Would you know?
No, that was like a big thing when The Exorcist came out. It was such a big hit. Like,
I thought there was a lot of like backlash towards that film.
Maybe, but a lot of people started like Omen and Exorcist, all that satanic panic stuff from the 70s. It drove a lot of people back to the church. So I think that's why the Catholic Church was like, yeah, make as many horror movies as you want. Make as many horror movies as you want.
I really think this movie still holds up too, and I can watch this like endlessly.
Yeah,
I do watch it over and over again.
Do like that they address that sometimes there wasn't a haunting.
Yes,
I did like the scene where they go there and you hear like the creak and they're like, no, it's not always a haunting. I don't know. Like I said, they're 2 good actors, Vera and Patrick Wilson.
And they seem to be really passionate about this. Like,
yes.
These
they're really in
I'm
on
pretty
this.
sure Vera converted to Catholicism.
Really?
Yes.
Huh. Well, she did know Lorraine Warren. She didn't know.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Who's in it?
Yes.
Split second. I think it's just her.
Yeah, I liked Lily Taylor in it too. Mm-hmm. I'm always a fan of her.
I couldn't see them together, but it's okay.
Yeah, I couldn't see them together. It's not the worst horror film she's ever been in. Leatherface from 2017.
She is in that.
She is.
That movie made me very uncomfortable. A lot like a movie we recently saw. Sorry.
Honestly, I've forgotten most. The one thing I remember from. The one thing I remember from Leatherface 2017 is when they throw the wheelchair guy out the windows.
Yeah, but when I think of Lily Taylor, I think of that movie she did with River Phoenix. Dog pound, dog.
With River Phoenix?
Yeah.
Huh. I'm blanking on it.
He's like a military guy. It was made into a musical. Dog, face dog.
Yes.
Please someone write it in there.
Someone let us know. Someone let us know. She's also in the stupid 90s Haunting remake. which I like ironic.
Yeah.
I like ironically, but
I like that.
That movie's pretty bad.
That's
It's pretty
but I like that kind of stuff. But Conjuring.
Yes.
Back to it.
Yeah.
And I think the scares were so original.
You know what? Looking back, I do like it better than Insidious. Insidious was just basic
Was that
for me.
first? That came out first.
Insidious was first, but for me, I'm like,
Yeah.
this is just the plot of Poltergeist, just dumber.
I haven't seen it in so long.
With the Darth Maul goat monster running
It's
around.
scary.
Who listens to Tiny Tim. Apparently, this Darth Maul goat monster really got into Tiny Tim.
And in The Conjuring, Ryan Gosling's band song is.
Yeah, we mentioned that in the episode. I'm like, that's
really?
because it's supposed to be the 70s. It's like, oh, that's a weird song to throw
True.
there.
That's funny. I didn't think about that.
And that's here's my problem with James Wan's
Yes.
horror.
Dogfight. Sorry.
Dogfight. James Wan's horror films. He did a good job with the Aquaman movie. I'll give him that.
I didn't see it.
As an Aquaman fan, I'm like, well, the problem is it's too long because I think he thought, oh shit, what if this fails? It'll be the only Aquaman movie ever. We have to do every Aquaman thing. It's like, okay, he did too much. But that was good. I like his action stuff. But the first like horror film I can remember watching of his is Dead Silence.
Oh, yeah.
The puppet one. Mm-hmm. And that was one of the few movies where I just went, what? Why am I watching this?
Oh, it's been so long since I've
but no, Conjuring's better than Insidious. I'll give it that. I like the characters a little bit more.
Well, it is true.
Oh, it's a true story, yeah.
Based on real people, and there's a wonderful quote at the end of it.
Oh, shit, I forgot this whole time. I had slides. I had slides here.
When I worked at Warner Brothers, I saw James Wan's parking spot.
Oh.
I think there was a car there.
Oh. Did you wait by his car?
No. I'm professional. But I did sneak around the Fuller House stage so I could see some actors that I did.
Good being professional. I am also professional. Like when we were hanging out with Macaulay Culkin and every single one of my friends that weekend kept asking to hang out. I'm like, guys, like we're working. I know we're hanging out, but we're also like filming. I can't invite all my friends over to hang out with Macaulay Culkin.
I would have been like, can you ask him all about the Page Master for me?
We did talk about the Page because they played one of the videos he shot. He played with James and Mike the Page Master Nintendo game.
Oh yeah.
And we were talking about it. I'm like, yeah, a lot of people shit on the movie, but I actually really like that movie.
So
He's like, yeah, it's
good.
okay. So yes, Conjuring 1, you love it.
I do.
It was a huge hit. Who would have thought? So this is like 2011, right?
13.
2013?
Yes.
Wow. So, and you wouldn't think these two things are related, but around this time, Marvel is building their cinematic universe.
Okay.
And it's doing so well. It's not the first cinematic universe, obviously, the Godzilla movies and the classic horror movies like Dracula, Frankenstein. But in this modern era of cinematic universes, Marvel is like taking off. And everyone's trying to be their own cinematic universe. And I never would have thought in 2013 that Conjuring would be one of the most successful ones. To the point, this franchise is the most successful horror franchise of all time.
Wow.
And
Probably one of my favorites.
And it's a shared universe at Warner Brothers. They've 2 out of 3 ain't bad, okay? They did the Godzilla universe that's doing really well. The Conjuring universe, they fucked up with their DC Comics universe. They tried to be Marvel and they did it. It was all downhill after my appearance in The Dark Knight Rises, which it was good seeing Joey King in The Conjuring. Because I was like, oh, Joey King, she was also in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't expect this. I thought, obviously, they were going to make a sequel. I didn't expect this to become a huge shared universe.
Yeah.
And it has. And, they were planting seeds early because there is a character in this. Oh, by the way, there's the Warrens there. I should have been showing their slides the whole time.
Aww.
There's a character in this that went off onto her own trilogy.
Oh, yeah.
Annabelle.
Oh, Annabelle.
Which they show in the beginning, which again, I guess was based on a true story, but it was a Raggedy Ann doll, which we'll mention later on.
Okay.
Or pretty soon, actually. So yeah, Annabelle, this doll, I guess, scared everyone.
She's terrifying. You don't think she's that scary?
She wasn't that scary in the movie, like...
Also,
she turns around, but the
only...
Bathsheba demon was holding her.
She's so scary, too. It's the only movie out of the universe that she moves. The doll.
Oh yeah, she doesn't really move in the other ones.
No.
Oh, there's a Conjuring Annabelle creation VR experience. If you ever want to try that out. I mean, when I first got the VR headset, we were trying all these VR experiences.
Cool. I did the It one.
Yeah, famously when I'm actually no, the shark video, but I got my grandmother to do the It one.
Oh my gosh, I feel like I saw that.
Yes, they did the second It one, but I couldn't have her do it because she had a heart attack in between videos.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry.
And when she had that heart attack, I said, Anne, I was supposed to do another VR video with you. Also, I'm glad you're okay. So yeah, Annabelle ends up becoming like a fan favorite in this movie for some reason. And she appears in other films.
Yeah, she's... Like,
did you know what other films?
All of them. What?
Not Conjuring. Do you know what other films she appears in?
What do you mean? Her own films?
No, she because it's all Warner Brothers. She appears in the DC Comics film. She's an Aquaman.
She doesn't.
She is an Aquaman.
Where is she an Aquaman?
I'll look it up right now. I can't bring it up on
man.
screen.
I love Megan.
Hold on. Aquaman, Annabelle. There she is. There's a part where there's like garbage.
Oh, that's awesome.
There's garbage underneath. And then Shazam, which is the director of Annabelle creation, he threw Annabelle in the pawn shop in the beginning of the movie. So she's getting around Annabelle, and yeah, she ended up getting her own movie, which I have a commentary track for with the Movie Dumpster guys.
Oh, great.
Okay.
Does that mean we're not talking about it?
No, we're talking about it. Annabelle, by director John R. Leonetti. Do you know what he directed?
Wolves at the Door.
Oh, I didn't know that one.
No.
I didn't know that one. Well, I know him as the director of Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Oh.
That's the second live-action Mortal Kombat movie. It has the worst special effects you'll ever see. Casey, I can't stress how bad the visual effects are in this movie.
That stinks.
And he did the cinematography for I Know Who Killed Me, starring Lindsay
no,
Lohan.
he didn't!
Yep.
Oh, that's probably what got him this job.
Yes. Do you want to read this one?
Sure.
Oh, he also directed Wish Upon with my good friend Joey
he didn't.
King.
I read that script.
Okay.
I passed on it. We had to do.
Oh, that's right. I think you mentioned that in one of the videos.
Yeah, I'm like,
You're like, I passed on it.
We're not going to make this movie. And they made it.
And then they made it into...
It was a show, yeah. All right, Annabelle. John Form thinks he's found the perfect gift for his expectant wife, Mia. A vintage doll in a beautiful white dress. This is the synopsis.
Yeah, I pulled it from the thing.
I swear I didn't write this. Okay. However, the couple's delight doesn't last long. One terrible night, devil worshippers invade their home and launch a violent attack against the couple. When the cultists try to summon a demon, they smear a bloody rune on the nursery wall and drip blood on Mia's doll, thereby turning the former object of beauty into a conduit for ultimate evil. Also, what's the kid's name in it? The baby. Mia. And
Leah. I think
like, why would they do that?
Yeah, so this is not my favorite Annabelle, but the Annabelle movie I've seen the most.
When did you last see it?
The last time I saw it was, I want to say last year when my cousin moved in to her new place, because I bought my goddaughter the movies, and she hadn't watched them yet. And I'm like, oh, you want to throw one in?
Your goddaughter?
She's 13 now?
Oh, okay.
So she was 12 last year. I was showing her, whatever. I showed her like Halloween and Halloween 28. It's the God Kids that I showed Leprechaun to.
Okay. I like
that famous Leprechaun one, and now they're afraid of leprechauns. Good job, me. I can't wait to show the twins some movies. So yeah, it's not what I thought it would be. It's a little bit more interesting than I thought it would be, but it's just, I don't think it's shot that well. It's
not shot great. But
no.
I remember seeing a preview screening of it.
Yeah.
And this came out a year after The Conjuring.
Yeah, they rushed it out.
I don't think they really knew what they were doing yet, because for this live, I watched them all in like universe order.
Oh, okay.
The first one's The Nun, and then comes
Annabelle
Annabelle
Creation,
and then comes
Annabelle.
So you really have to watch it in order to appreciate it more. Because I didn't like it at first, but there's a lot of connection.
Yeah, because there's some retconning with the next one. So you find out Annabelle.
Who? Retconning?
Retconning. It's when they change something in the continuity.
Okay.
It's a comic book term. But they also mention it in the movies. Like Michael Myers being a member of a cult. That's a retcon. That's a retcon.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, so I thought it was just going to be Annabelle moves around and screams at things.
Do you think they had everything sorted out?
No.
Okay.
I don't even think James
Why would they
Wan
start with the Manson stuff? That's what made everyone so confused.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Now it connects if you watch them in order.
Well, it's kind of confusing. So yeah, you find out the origin of Annabelle is, again, that girl, Annabelle, bleeds onto the doll. and I guess her evil
Yes.
spirit goes into it, but it's not really her evil spirit. It's the goat demon
Yes.
that they worship, which do I have a picture of? Hold on.
The ram.
Malthus, I think is his name.
I think you're right.
Yeah, there he is. He's flexing his chest there. So yeah, Annabelle the doll is literally like nothing. It's just, he just basically turns invisible, moves the doll around. Yeah, it's kind of weird. They attack the girl in the beginning, whose real name is Annabelle, I think, the actress.
Yeah, it is, from Malignant.
She's married to Chris Pine, I think.
No, she's not.
I think so. I could be wrong.
Oh,
I could be wrong.
interesting.
Apologies if I'm wrong to Chris Pine.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's that whole thing where she gets stabbed and you think the baby's hurt, but then it's fine. And they end up moving and the Annabelle doll follows them.
Yeah.
Which was kind of creepy. And she's like, yeah, you know what? Leave it. It's like, no, burn that right now.
And she has a whole collection of dolls, which are terrifying. And it looks like she had, like, Annabelle kind of dolls.
Yeah.
Because they all have the same outfit.
Yeah, I guess
and she's
they're...
like, oh, I've always wanted this one. So I'm like, Annabelle's like, I don't know, sought after. Like, the guy who made her, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I was really scared by this movie.
Really?
Yeah. And I think because of the demon emphasis.
Yeah, the demon, I went into this not really... I was like, okay, the Annabelle movie. I think the commentary track, I was watching it live. Like, I hadn't pre-watched it.
Oh, yeah.
So I wasn't expecting a goat demon. And the goat demon has a couple good moments. When he's, like, crawling on the wall. Actually, that one's kind of funny. I like the one in the stairs where you just see him, like, standing there real quick.
The one that scared me most is when he's holding up Annabelle.
Yeah.
And then you see him.
Yeah, he holds her up and he's like,
I thought the scare in the basement is so good because she keeps pressing the button. And that looked exactly like my basement in my old apartment building.
Yes, that was good.
Cages.
I liked that.
And those apartments are real. Ellen used to live in them.
Ellen? Mm-hmm. Oh.
They're in Pasadena.
Oh.
And there's an Easter egg that comes up later in the franchise.
Was she mean to the people?
she mean?
I like Pasadena. I did my little tour of Pasadena. Did my Halloween tour.
Oh, you did.
I have a friend who lives like north of it, I think. So I was like, I'm gonna look around. Pasadena's really nice
because there's so many movie locations there, like Terminator. Back to the
I've
Future,
probably already mentioned
Legally Blonde.
Yes, Legally Blonde.
They're all great.
Them moving the Myers house is so confusing.
Yeah, all the Myers ones, and I've been to the Insidious houses too.
I couldn't even tell you what they look like if I tried. It's been a while since I've seen Insidious.
There's a few of them. There's 3.
I remember my review of Insidious 3 was like, I don't know, kind of sucked. It was the best one, though.
We'll talk about it.
So anyway. Let me get Malthus off the screen there. Yeah, the goat demon added an extra level to it, but then at the same time, like, all right, well, I'm not really scared of the doll anymore.
Okay.
Because the doll doesn't do much.
Yeah.
There is one really good scare when I think it's like a little girl running and then the door shuts and then it's like the older woman.
Ah,
yeah.
I got chills.
That was good. The whole stuff with Alfre Woodward's character. Oh God, what's her name? She's not even listed in this. The one who like sacrifices herself at the end. That was stupid.
Do you think? Yeah, she was like, "This is my purpose." But I don't think her daughter would have wanted that to be her purpose.
Yeah, so she feels guilty about her daughter dying, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So she's gonna... The doll needs to take a soul. So she's gonna kill herself with the doll so it takes her soul, I guess. I'm like, I don't know.
I don't think it did. Well, obviously not, I guess.
I don't know. I wouldn't...
But the priest in it...
Oh, yes.
He wasn't very helpful.
He wasn't very helpful. He, like, gets injured or something when he tries to pull her into the church.
Yeah.
Good old Malthus. Kicks his ass. He ends up showing in the other movie.
They showed him a lot in this. I don't know. I thought this one was scary, and I do appreciate it so much more after watching them in order.
Well, look, I'll give the director credit. It's better than Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Most things are better than Mortal Kombat.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, God.
I don't like action.
Oh, God. Mortal Kombat 95 is also pretty bad, but I love it. I love it, but the sequel is just abysmal.
Big word.
Yeah. But yes, Annabelle, and again, I've seen these all within the last like 2 or 3 years now. I didn't see any of them in theaters.
I just saw a preview screening of that one. Did I tell you that?
Yes. So I didn't hate Annabelle.
Okay.
I didn't hate it.
That's good.
It was fun to make fun of. I'll give it that. And then next up, they did Conjuring 2. Wow. Now, again, I think the real story is a total... Huh?
When do we pause?
Not yet. Not yet. Why?
I'm just curious.
No. We only did 2
I'm like,
movies
we're going
so far.
so fast. I'm having too much fun.
After the 4th movie, we will pause and read comments. So keep those super chats coming in. I see someone mentioned Crystal is in the chat. Keep those super chats coming in. I will read. Hold on. I'll read Crystal's.
Yeah.
She gets special. Tony and Casey switch places. Too much Tony. Okay, I'm removing. I'm removing her thing from here.
What? We love you.
I got to talk to the 3 of you to plan that Final Girl episode. Finally. Oh my gosh. Anyway.
Okay, Conjuring 2.
Conjuring 2. Now, again, I think the true story is bullshit, and I don't like the Warrens. However.
Oh my gosh.
I really enjoy this one. I really enjoy this one. I don't think I liked it too much the first time I watched it, but I think I've watched it twice since then. Okay. And I'm like, okay, I really enjoy this. It still has the issue with the jump scares. The problem with the jump scares are they're not like cheap jump scares. Like what was the best cheap jump scare I could think of is Silent Hill Revelations.
Oh my gosh, you picked video game one.
Well, it's a horror thing, but like the second movie, they literally, like nothing is happening and it cuts to toast coming out of a toaster as a jump scare.
Or like a dog barking or something like that.
Yeah, that I hate.
Okay.
I like what he does here with like the slow build up and stuff, but
it's
like
so good.
But then he overdoes it with the jump scare part. I'm like,
no.
I'm like, it was good. Like, it's hard. Exorcist 3 has the best jump scare of all time.
It does.
Yes. And I feel like James Wan always gets close. Oh. He always gets close. And he just goes a little too goddamn loud on the jump scare.
He's great. So the first time I watched this, what got me out of it took me out of it a little bit was just guess which part. Like why it wasn't my favorite.
The nun? I don't.
The Crooked Man.
The Crooked Man. Yes.
It didn't do it for me the first time because it was too.
I got issues with the Crooked Man.
Not real for me, I think.
Yeah,
But I want to hear about because you were mentioning that why isn't it happening?
I don't know. I guess whatever. Well, now there's new ownership of Warner Brothers and whatnot.
It's really because there's already been one.
No. I don't think that's it. I think it's just because there's new ownership of Warner Brothers. Maybe they're like, hey, let's not go forward with this right now. Because I don't know if you're aware of, like, Warner Brothers is a shit show right now. They're pulling plugs on different projects. They're canceling things. Mm-hmm. They had a Batgirl movie ready to go, and they went, nah.
And Brendan Fraser was a part of that.
Yeah, but he's in a bunch of other things right now. So.
I know. Nominated.
If that was the only Brendan Fraser movie coming out, I'd probably be sad. I'm like, no, he's in others. I love that they asked Michael Keaton because he was in it as Batman. They're like, how do you feel about Batgirl being canceled? He's like, I don't know, probably a good idea. He just didn't care. He's like, I don't give a fuck, guys.
He's moved on. Okay, so we don't know.
Yes. So anyway.
That stinks.
Yeah, we don't know why. But Conjuring 2, I enjoy this one way more. I like the family way more. I feel sorrier for the mom in this.
Oh, I know.
Oh, wait. We forgot.
Oh, the synopsis.
Yes, I'll read this one.
Okay. British accent.
Returning director. I gotta do it with a British accent. Don't let me do it. Everyone hates my British accent.
I've never heard it.
In 1977,
that's good.
Paranormal investigators Ed Patrick Wilson and Lorraine Bloody Warren, I had it up come out of a self-imposed sabbatical to travel to. It always turns into Australian. Yes. It's Cockney British and Australian.
Like Long Island or something.
In Northland. I'm not doing the accent. There they meet Peggy Hodgson, an overwhelmed single mother of 4 who tells the couple that something evil is in their home. Ed and Lorraine believe her story when the youngest daughter starts to show signs of demonic possession. As the Warrens try to help the besieged girl, they become the next targets of a malicious spirit. So we forgot to mention in Conjuring 1, there is a flashback to like an exorcism that they did with a guy, Maurice, I think it was his name, that scared Lorraine, and she hid for like 8 days. Yeah. So that kind of comes back in this. I like the family in this. I like the mom. She was in that Haley Joel Osment movie, the Spielberg one, AI. She was really good in that. You don't like AI? You don't like AI?
No, from what I remember.
You know it's not aliens at the end, right? People think it's aliens.
I don't remember. I've only seen it once, and it was so boring. I saw it when I was young.
People think that's aliens at the end. It's not aliens. They're technically robots. But anyway.
I don't even know what he's talking about.
I don't know. Something about this just works for me way more.
I think it's fantastic.
It is really, really good.
I think it's got a lot of meat in it. Like, it's just like a really hearty film.
Yeah, and there's stuff that you can go back to. Like with the nun, do you know the Easter eggs with the nun?
Oh, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
the blocks.
Yes.
Why do they have blocks?
That's a good question.
So there's blocks.
Yeah. There's a couple things. So the whole, I don't know if you know this about demons, if you believe in that stuff, but apparently, like, if you name them, there was another movie that did this, The Right with Anthony Hopkins.
Oh, I love
and
The Right.
Alice Braga from Predators. They had a whole thing where, like, we have to figure out the demon's name and then we can control it. So yeah, the demon,
scary.
there's hints at the nun's actual name throughout the film that you have to look for. Yeah, so what is it? It starts off with Amityville.
It starts with Amityville, yeah.
Which again, Ronald DeFeo was just a crazy tweaked out guy that wanted his family's inheritance, who kept changing it. I was looking up, like, he died 2 years ago.
Whoa.
He kept changing his story constantly.
Oh
He's
my
like,
gosh.
mafia hitmen killed my family.
I think because Amityville's been done so many times, I don't, like...
Well, also, you
Revisit it
can't, you could do any Amityville thing, you just can't be an adaptation of that book. So that's why they danced around it in the movie. They
Yeah.
didn't make it all about Amityville. But
they did do that case. Like, they were a part
they
of
did
it.
do that case, yes. My dream video,
Yes.
and it'll never happen now because he's dead. I really wanted to go to the prison where Ronald DeFeo Jr. was and just read him the plot synopsis to all the Amityville horror movies and just see his reaction. And I'd be like,
short film.
huh?
You should make a short
But I wanted to be like, okay, so Amityville dollhouse. And it'll be like, did I have a dollhouse? Like, no, it's just a dollhouse that looks like your
Yeah.
house. And apparently demons are in.
Oh, man.
But yeah, it starts off with there. She gets the vision of the nun. And she knows something bad is going to happen to Ed. So she's like, I'm out.
Yeah.
We're out.
That is love.
But then in foggy London town, some ghost is bothering these little girls. He's like,
Right.
what are you doing in my house? Get out of here.
Yeah. Was it because she had the fake Ouija board?
I guess you invite a spirit in with the Ouija board. Did I tell you the Ouija board story I have with my
I
mom?
don't want to know.
No, my mom, she's like terrified of Ouija boards.
Yeah, they're terrifying.
So she's like, I don't want a Ouija board in my house. So I went to Five Below and I got a knockoff.
No!
I got a knockoff Ouija spelled differently. I'm like, Mom, it's spelled completely different.
It doesn't matter.
It's spelled completely
It doesn't matter if you write it down on a piece of paper. You
It's
can
a-
invite something in.
It's
It's true.
you know what? I'm gonna find that Ouija
Don't
board.
do it!
I'm gonna invite I'm gonna be like, hey everyone, hey, and you know what's gonna happen?
We're gonna get attacked.
No, if a demon doesn't show up, then I'm gonna feel really bad about myself. Like, wow, not even.
Jesus, what do you think? What do you think, Jesus? Thank
So anyway-
goodness he's here.
So anyway, there is one guy who with the most unfortunate hair ever. His hair doesn't really look like that in real life. I had to look up that actor. Like, I was like, I hope his hair
He
doesn't
looks
look like
exactly like the real guy, though.
Yeah, he does. He does. He believes the family, and then there's a skeptic played by her name's like
I don't know.
Oh God, I'm blanking on her name. But so there's a skeptic, a guy who believes him. They bring in the Warrens to investigate, and they see some weird stuff, but not enough.
But the Warrens, they don't even come in until like
yeah, they come in a
half
little bit later.
the
Yeah,
midpoint of the movie.
yeah.
But like even the opening shot at Amityville,
Yeah.
not the opening shot, but like that whole scene, there was just so much thought that was put into it. And there's just so many scenes in here that when I rewatched, I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot about this one.
Yeah.
Ooh, this one's good. This
Yeah,
one's coming up.
again, like I said, this has happened to me a couple times where I'll watch a movie.
Yeah.
I'll be like super into it, and then I'm like, for some reason, I want to rewatch it, and then I rewatch it over and over again. This is becoming that. What were you about to say?
But okay, so you want see? I thought Insidious 4 was this, but Insidious 3 is that the one with the guy with the breathing?
That's the one with there's like a dead mom in the beginning.
Yes.
Yes.
And then there's a guy with like a breathing
I think
mask.
so.
See, I keep getting the mix. I get this story and that story mixed up.
Okay.
There was a whole Horror Nights maze for that movie. Sorry. But yeah, the one thing that will always stay with me from Conjuring 2 is the TV. When the TV shuts off.
The
And he's
TV.
there.
I like the reflection in the TV.
Yeah.
That's
So relatable.
That had been done in other movies.
What?
I think Ringu, the original Ring, did something similar. I did something similar.
Well, duh.
So I did something
Of
similar.
course, Ringo.
No, but I mean, like when you turn the TV off and there's a reflection. I
Sorry
did
for
something
saying
similar in one of my horror films that wasn't very good.
Not a nosebleed.
Huh?
Nothing.
No, I didn't do a nosebleed. That's Monday's episode. Yeah, but yeah. So let's talk about him, the Crooked Man. Now, here, I get what you're saying. I think it's a cool design. I understand. It seems a little cartoonish for this. And
Is he a real thing? I've never heard
Crooked Man is a nursery rhyme.
Oh.
And they think of the nursery rhyme that they're singing is like, it's a famous nursery rhyme. Maybe there's a ghost thing. I don't know. All I looked up, all I could find was this movie, the Tubi ripoff, and just the nursery rhyme. But there's a problem with shared universes.
Yeah.
They end up forcing things in that aren't supposed to make sense now, but so they could spin it off into their own thing.
So this was after Annabelle.
This is after Annabelle. So I think they were like, hey, throw in some stuff that we can make into their own movies later on.
Gotcha.
But he's a little confusing because he's like, yeah. So you find out the old man ghost in this house who's tormenting the kids. He's just a ghost who's visiting.
No.
Well, no, he wanted to visit his home, but he's not allowed to leave. So he's not like the bad guy, really.
No, he's not.
No. And then we
controlled and used.
Yeah, and then we find out the Crooked Man is there.
I'm sorry.
But we don't know who the Crooked Man is.
Yeah, that's...
And they're like, that's just a facade that the demons do. And I'm like, okay, so is that Valak, the nun? Just... But then they wanted to make their own movie. So I'm like, was there just another demon who was like, hey, Valak, what's up?
Exactly.
I want to... Now I want to...
Or it was like a figment of the imagination. But the best part was when it was the Crooked Man coming.
I did like that.
And then it was the girl.
Yeah, when the Crooked Man is like talk, it starts off as the dog and it turns into the Crooked Man. And it's enhanced digitally. But there actually is a guy, a real tall, thin guy in the suit. But yeah, that is creepy where you see his shadow and then it turns into the girl and she still has the voice. That was really creepy. But yeah, I think they just threw in something weird that they could explore in another movie. But now I'm thinking like, is he dating Valak? Is he like an ex-boyfriend? And Valak's like, oh man, can you just, like, I broke up with you like 10,000 years ago. Like, I want to help you haunt the house. I'm going to pretend to be a ghost.
For me. Don't ruin the movie.
I'm gonna be their dog. And Valak's like, Crooked Man, get out of here.
Can we talk about Valak though?
Yes, Valak, aka the nun.
No, don't keep it. She's what haunts me at night. Like,
you met her, right? Did you meet her?
Bonnie Hunt? No.
No, another person I knew in LA met her. Bonnie Hunt from I Know
Princess
Who Killed
Iris.
Me.
She is in that.
And the worst comedy I've ever seen, Stuttering John's One Too Many, and many other things. Mulholland Drive, obviously, that's the big one where she was the bum. Yes, the nun is really creepy in this.
She's so scary, and it wasn't supposed to be that.
Well, she had a demon form.
Yeah.
Which I have here. You do see this in the movie. When they exorcise her, you see it for a second, but I guess I think they were gonna have it a little bit longer, her and the demon form. But honestly, the nun is scarier than the big goat demon. It's so scary
because they wanted to use something to like make. They wanted to use something that would. How do you even say it?
Like blasphemous, and it makes a
mockery.
That
was a mockery of Lorraine's faith because she was like friends with nuns and stuff, and of course they.
Yeah, and I like that Ed. Like it's subconsciously like getting to them, and Ed is drawing like a painting of her.
Yeah, what?
Which, by the way, it's like, oh, hey, honey, I just painted like the scariest nun I've ever seen in my entire life. Can you believe it? Let's have some coffee, darling. And then she's like, Ed, I don't want to hunt ghosts anymore. It's like, oh, why not? Is that something to do with my painting of the scariest nun in the world?
But even that scene when she's walking in the room and then her fingers come out of there.
Yeah, okay, that scene is done really, really well. Well, right down to like the daughter being like, who's that? And there's just the nun there. And yeah, again, with the light, you can tell it's the painting and the light goes off and you can tell it's like her actual face there. That one's done really, really well. The shadow walking over the painting.
I'm getting chills.
I like all that. And then it sends her to Amityville for a second.
Well, Warner Brothers, we did a horror made here event.
Yeah.
So we had like mazes like in Universal. So I definitely encourage you to look up the Conjuring maze because they recreated that whole scene and it's amazing. I really liked the nun in this. And I like that she's like pulling the strings because it's interesting because they find out that like the girl was faking one of the things. So the whole investigation gets thrown out. And she had to.
Yeah. No, I get why, but I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And it's like, oh, it was like a twist. So good. Because it was like all this ploy for the nun to take over this girl and try to kill Ed. And I thought it was really, really well done.
Yeah, I was like, why did they make this one so good?
It's really good. It's way better than the first one.
Like, I might I kind of think that.
Yeah, if this had been
after watching it,
if this had been the first one, I still would have been like, yeah, but they were con artists in real life. But this was so entertaining that I put aside my personal feelings about the real people, and I'm like, this is spot on. And again, the nun is really creepy. A very, very good character.
Yeah, she's scary.
Very scary. I felt bad for the old man ghost.
Oh, I know.
He's like, I just wanted to hang out in my chair one last time.
That's so scary.
Yeah. Although
he was the scariest part.
Although if he wasn't like such a bad guy, he probably shouldn't have screamed and yelled as much.
He was so loud.
Okay, so explain to me. I went to Catholic school and everything.
Yes.
I don't remember reading so the demons, I get that they want our souls and everything.
Yeah.
But other than that, are they just happy just screaming and throwing things around? Like every single demon in these movies, they're like, "Blah!"
I know, that's what I was thinking.
Like I'm just like, okay.
Well, they're not sure. Some of them aren't strong enough.
After
if you're strong in faith, I mean.
But if I'm like a demon, after 4 or 5 times, yeah, I get it. You're the nun.
It's a movie. Just have fun with it.
But I feel like I'd be more annoyed.
You don't feel more like I need to pray after these movies?
No.
Oh my gosh.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh. I'm like, thank God I'm baptized.
I don't need to pray. I live with Jesus, apparently. Shout out to the fan who sent me the giant 6-foot stuffed Jesus with noodle legs. The noodle legs really upset me the most. I like that I sent you the text months ago. I'm like, this thing keeps scaring me. You're like, Tony, Jesus shouldn't scare you. I'm like, Casey, it doesn't look like Jesus. It looks like I have a noodle leg man in my house.
You should fear him, though.
I should.
You should.
But yeah, no, sorry. Maybe Nun 2 will finally send me back to church. I'll let you know.
Yeah, we gotta talk.
I'll call you and be like, Casey, this is the one that did it. I'm going right away. But yeah, and there's a lot of heart in this one. I really like the Warrens more than I did in the first one.
Totally.
With the Elvis song,
Yeah.
Which by the way, that was one of the best jokes. When the mom's like, yeah, my husband, he had twins with the girl down the street. Mm-hmm. And he's like, he took the music when he left. And he's like, I know it feels like that when somebody, she's like, no, he literally took all of the records.
Yeah, that's beautiful that he thinks that way.
Yes, it's really
I just remember something I was going to say about Conjuring.
Okay.
So my sister loves these movies, huge Conjuring fan. Her wedding song is totally going to be, what is it?
The Ryan Reynolds song or the
No.
The Elvis song?
The Elvis song, yeah.
Can't Help Falling in Love with You.
So totally gonna be that from Conjuring 2.
Yeah.
Conjuring was the movie that she always showed her dates, to test it. So mine was Hatchet. What is yours? Do you have one that you would just show dates? Same movie.
Maybe in high school and stuff, I would maybe put The Thing on, but
okay.
I don't have just.
Of course, The Thing.
I don't have one movie. Well, yeah, The Thing and Alien is the ultimate test for a girlfriend. I'm like, you kind of have to like these, or I will murder you.
All horror guys love The Thing and Evil Dead 2.
Yeah, because not a lot of women in those.
Jesus.
Well, The Thing, there's not any of them in there. It's like, yeah, this is how men would react to this.
Okay, well, I was curious. I want to know yours, too. But yeah, love Conjuring 2.
Yeah.
It's also a Christmas movie.
Yeah, it kind of is a Christmas movie. I like that they moved it to England, and that was pretty cool. There's a real 70s vibe with the film stock in the beginning.
Yeah, I love how at the end of these movies they always show the real thing.
Yeah, they show the real recordings. But yeah, because that was the thing.
How do you not believe?
Well, another reason I don't believe is because it was totally a hoax.
No, it wasn't.
But they show the girl jumping, and even the movie had to call it out. They're like, we can't if we show this picture at the very end of the movie, they're like, oh, well, obviously that was fake. So we have to have the characters pointed out and be like, yeah, it looks like they're jumping, because that's what they did. It was fake. It's fine.
I haven't read much into it, but I don't think it was fake.
Well, here's the spoiler. Most ghosts are fake.
They're not ghosts, though. They're demons.
Okay, yes. Well, by the way, the whole demon stuff was added for the movie. That wasn't in the true story.
Yes, it is. Now I'm mad.
Did Lorraine Warren talk about Valak the nun?
Not Valak, not those demons, but it totally
they interacted with spirits, so they claim and whatnot. But the specifics are all made up for the movie.
All right.
Yeah, is there anything to say about that? Okay, yeah. So, Conjuring 2, great sequel. Great sequel. Better than the first. And they're like, okay, good job. Now we got to get back to Annabelle. Let's do a prequel that completely redoes her origin, but then also ties in to the pre-established origin. Okay. I actually like this one, but
this one's good. I like it.
Here we go. Annabelle Creation, directed by David F. Sandberg, who did Lights Out, which I never saw.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he was doing stuff on YouTube and like Hollywood kind of found him.
I think there are a couple. I think it's,
Well, he's the one director, but yeah, him and his wife, they did a bunch of like YouTube shorts and then got noticed.
Yep.
And then he also directed Shazam and the upcoming Shazam: Fury of the Gods.
That's amazing.
Freaking James Wan and this guy, they're like, yeah, we'll do these little horror movies. Okay, now give us a multi-million-dollar superhero film. Anyway.
Oh.
Annabelle Creation.
Annabelle Creation. Former toy maker Sam Mullins and his wife Esther are happy to welcome a nun and 6 orphaned girls into their California farmhouse. Years earlier, the couple's 7-year-old daughter Annabelle died in a tragic car accident. Terror soon strikes when one child sneaks into a forbidden room and finds a seemingly innocent doll that appears to have a life of its own. That might be the best one so far.
Yeah, this one is fun. It's got the girl from Fall in it.
It does.
Who was also, because of this, she ended up in Shazam. The one little girl, not the one in the crutches, the other little girl ended up being in Haunting of Hill House.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Again, I didn't know what to expect for this. I'm like, okay, I guess it's the guy who made the doll. Who cares? And then I put it on and I'm like, I'm enjoying this.
That one's a good one.
There's some really good creepy moments. So yeah, as the plot synopsis said, the one girl lets Annabelle out of her room.
Yeah.
And there's like shenanigans happening. But I like when the girl is like in between the walls and she sees Annabelle. And if you look really close, you can see the demon is there the entire time holding her. Eventually the movie, like, it draws your attention to his eyes, but he's there the entire time. And again, I like scares like that.
Yeah, it does do that.
But yeah, no, this was fun. I like the nun in it, the good nun.
She was good.
Although, because again, they're doing the Marvel formula where you have to remind people of the other movies. Mm-hmm. Which is something comic books and...
you've got to watch them in order, Tony.
It was
such a pleasure that this was my assignment.
And again, they're taking notes from Marvel because now people watch the Marvel movies in chronological order. So they're doing the right idea. They're like, all right, we're figuring it out. Meanwhile, the super... Hold on. We're back. What
happened?
I hit the thing.
Come back.
Are we back? Okay, we're back.
Yay.
So, as I was saying, their horror department is following the Marvel formula. Meanwhile, their superhero department is not following it. But yeah, they have that scene where the nun's like, here's a picture I took with some nuns at this convent.
That was the very end. No.
It was like somewhere in the middle, I think.
Yeah.
And the guy was like,
Who's that?
Yeah, she was like, here's me and 4 nuns. He's like, there's actually 5. And you see the evil nun, like, in the background, like...
Such a, what's it called?
Which reminded me of Insidious. I hate it when the girl was like...
so long.
When the mom is like, here's all the pictures of the demon.
Oh, yeah.
And they,
she's right there.
They start off subtle, and then they're ridiculous. And when I reviewed it years ago, I photoshopped, like, the evil demon lady, like, having Patrick Wilson do, like, a keg stand in college. I had her like,
great.
Him at, like, her wedding.
Oh, that's great.
But yeah.
I thought the script was a little cheap at times. Because
it could be.
The way that the nun was speaking,
yeah.
and I was just like, this is not how, it was just like, oh, how do, like, them probably thinking, how do nuns talk to each other? Like, I don't think they talk the way that she was talking, but the whole movie the movie as a whole is so fun.
The kids are really good. And again, keep bringing up Shazam. Shazam is also about an orphanage full of kids. So, like, I guess he practiced on this.
True. And then this, what I thought was really scary was when they're under the covers. Like, under the blanket, and then, the bell's ringing. That
was creepy.
But like, some serious kills in this.
Yeah, and we find out, like you said, the stuff with the daughter, and I was confused when I watched this. I'm like, wait, wasn't Annabelle the lady in the cult from the first movie?
You gotta watch them in order.
Which I guess is after this. I'm like, how does it? But they're saying Annabelle died, and the elderly mom in there, the sad mom is Miranda Otto, I think, from Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers. We have an episode just came out a few months back. She's all sad, because her daughter died. But yeah, I guess. How did they? I guess they prayed to the demon for their daughter back.
Yes, they were desperate.
They want. Here's what I don't get. Like, when these people pray to demons, like, do they not realize that they're like goat monsters? They're like, blah! Like, I'm like, I never understand why people are like, yes, that guy will give me what I want. It's like, what are you talking about? It's like a goat man.
Yeah, but you're
like,
selling yourself.
That's like the least trustworthy thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, right.
Also, like, how many stories do they have to do with the whole deal with the devil? Like, we should all know by now.
I think
it never
we're
works.
living it. We are.
It was mad. My brother-in-law yelled at me because he was so mad about the Grammys having the devil musical thing. I'm like, God, it's a stupid fucking show. I don't care. But he was mad at me, and I'm like, wait a minute.
Mad at you.
Because he was mad that I didn't care enough. I'm like, Don, I've seen.
He has kids.
Yeah, but I'm like, Don, I've seen devils dance in a million things. And I'm like, wait a minute. A devil danced on an episode of my show. Like, are you going to yell at me? That was so stupid. I looked at the show. I'm like, if I was the devil, I'd be like, no, I had nothing to do with this one. This is pretty lame. This is pretty lame.
I'm not going to talk about it. Don't get me started.
The devil would be more clever than putting on a song and dance at a stupid show. Anyway.
That's what they want you to think.
Again, people are like, it's going to drive people to Satan. I'm like, I just feel kind of bad if this is if he's really grasping at straws right now. Anyway. So yeah, I guess they prayed to the demon to bring their daughter back.
The short. Never mind.
Sorry. They prayed to the demon to bring the daughter back, and I guess it didn't. And then how did the doll factor? I'm sorry. How did the doll factor into it?
What?
He
made the doll.
He made the doll.
So they put her in the doll.
Oh, right. The demon, it was pretending to be their daughter.
Yeah.
And it was like, I really want to be in the doll. For some reason. I don't know. If I was the demon, would I want to be in it? I probably want to be in it.
Yes. Chucky. He didn't want to be there, but at least he has some shape.
Yeah, I'd want to be in like a car.
But we don't see Annabelle move at all in this one.
No, we don't. We don't. Yeah, she just kind of sits there the whole time.
Yeah.
Do her eyes even move? I don't even remember.
No.
No, but like the biggest twist is at the end. Mm-hmm. Where it's like all this crazy shit happens. One of my favorite scenes is when the goat face is on the little girl's face. I'm like, all right, that was really funny.
I can't remember.
Yeah, she like taps the girl on the shoulder and it turns around. It's like, it's still the little girl's body and pigtails, but it's the demon face.
Oh, I can't even remember that.
So at the end, we find out like the main girl escaped, went to an orphanage, got adopted by the family, and got her name changed to Annabelle because now she's possessed, and then lived with that family into adulthood. Mm-hmm. And then conveniently joined a cult that was actually about her because she's really the goat demon.
She found her people.
I'm like,
it's heartbreaking.
It's like, wait, see, I feel like they were like, you know what? I don't like that Annabelle origin. We're going to come up with a new one. And they're like, no, you have to connect it. I'm like, okay. We should mention.
What?
They do show the Raggedy Ann doll in these movies.
They do a few times.
Because that was like the one thing. That's my biggest problem. Like, because the Raggedy Ann doll is, it's
not scary.
No. That's the thing though. It's scarier when it's not trying to be. Like, I think Pennywise from the 90s movie is scarier.
Well, yeah.
Looking. Because he just.
Definitely.
Because it's a clown. Like, it's just. But then they made him purposely scared. And I don't mind the new It movies. The second one was rough. Yeah. Written by one of these guys. But yeah, when it's trying to be scary, and when I saw Annabelle, I'm like, I don't know, it's trying too scary to be. Oh, good example, the Poltergeist remake. I never even saw it, but I saw the poster. I saw the poster of the clown doll. I'm like, nah, you ruined it.
Oh, I was gonna say she's not blonde.
No. I was looking at the clown doll on the poster, and I'm like, nah, you ruined it. It was scarier when it was just a normal looking clown. But yeah, Annabelle creation, fine.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I had a lot of fun with it. It's making me care about the goddamn Annabelle movies. Yes. And Malthus is still looking like he did in the previous film. He didn't have identity issues yet, as we find out later.
No, we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah, and I highly recommend that one. Now, we are halfway through.
Oh my gosh.
We are at, how long have we been going here? Oh, fun. We're halfway through. This is going to be a longer one. Let's read some super chats.
How fun.
Get your super chats in, everyone. We're going to go back and read some of these. Put them on screen. Oh my God. Is there a way to I got to see if there's
Oh God, you scared me. Come here.
Come here.
Come here.
Come here. Back. Come on.
Come here.
Casey's going to hold Space Cat while we read super chats.
Come on over.
She might yell at you.
That's okay. Take a squat. Stay. Stay with us.
Oh, God damn it. Because I accidentally closed out of the stream, I lost the super chats from the beginning, but I still have them here.
Stay. Stay with us. Yeah.
Oh, my God. No.
Oh, no.
I'll make sure to cut this out of the podcast. There's a way I can... Stand by.
Come here. Stay with
There's
us.
a super chat setting.
Stay with us. Stay with us. Come here.
Sorry, everyone.
Stand by.
Supers. Here we go.
Stand by. Wow.
Oh, my God. Make these bigger.
What? Yeah, I'm like,
Well, because we closed out, I lost all the old ones.
oh.
Okay. Sage D, we already read that one. The French Canadian Wolfman says for $5.
Ooh.
Canadian $5. Annabelle is in the Shazam 2 trailer. The Conjuring universe and the DCEU are connected. Oh, she makes it into the sequel too. Good for her. Carl Der Grobe, $2. Every day is a good day with Tony.
Aw.
And hi, Casey.
Hello, Carl.
House of Fjord for $4.99 says should do a space horror review called In Space No One Can Hear You review and do the Amityville in space. There is an Amityville in space.
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
That really doesn't.
I was working on an Amityville movie and I had to shelve it. I'll tell you about it later. I'm lucky I get to see this review before the movie. Oh, you're watching this before all 8 movies? Okay.
That's okay. We're not too spoilers.
Bear from South Carolina. Tony, you rock. Hack the movies for the win on a crappy work day. Well, I hope we're making your work day better, buddy. And Ryan Powell, who we know more as Ren on the Shaves. Hey, Tony and Casey. Hope you're having a good day.
Thank you.
I'm having a good day. I'm having
It's
a
a
really
good
great
day.
day. King Cold says Conjuring universe has been more successful than the DCEU. Well, it helps that they're cheaper to make. Like, you can make these movies for 20, 15 million, and they'll make like 300 million. Meanwhile, their Batman, Superman movies are spending like 300 million and not making nearly as much. House of Fjord again for $4.99.
Nice.
Should review the Frozen horror movie and act like you were supposed to review the Disney film. Casey, do you want to mention something about the Frozen horror movie?
Sure.
Are you familiar with this movie Frozen? This horror movie Frozen?
I love Frozen horror. Yes.
Do you not want to mention your connection? You don't have to.
Oh, I was Adam's assistant for a few years.
Yes.
So we should do that.
Yeah, we should talk
It's
about
my
it.
favorite of his films, so.
It is a good one. It is a good one. Yeah, Casey was Adam Green's assistant.
Yeah.
I don't know if they knew that. So that was a fun fact.
Oh,
Because no, because I don't think we mentioned in Discord, someone found you in Victor Crowley. They're like, wait, is that Casey?
That's right.
Panic Pun says, one of the best guests ever to show up on this channel. Oh, and high tone.
Aw.
Well, at least he said one of the best. If he had said you were the best,
There'd be problems.
that'd be, how dare
Controversial.
anytime someone says someone is the best guest and it's not Mint Salad, I get very upset. Because as we all know, Mint Salad is the gold standard of guests.
Yes.
She is so insightful in movies. Sometimes she doesn't even watch the movies. She has so much to say. Matt Florent says, what are the chances of us ever getting a Serbian film reviewed? Guys, he doesn't mean a film from Serbia.
I know what the movie is.
I was going to say, me and Casey saw a movie over the weekend called Infinity Pool. And based off that reaction, I don't think Casey could stomach a Serbian film.
No.
I don't think you will.
I've seen some of it.
Yeah,
I went to film school.
Yeah, do not watch all of a Serbian film for your own sanity.
Okay.
If you go see Infinity Pool, try to see it with someone like
Don't
Casey,
see
because it makes it much more fun. AJ Wizzle, Tony, as you are the Andrew Tate of movie reviewers, what is the best movie to teach us how to be a real man? First off, if I'm the Andrew Tate of movie reviewers, I'm doing a terrible job. I don't know if you know who Andrew Tate is.
I've heard of him.
Real asshole. Because I make no money from Johanna and Crystal and Mint Salad's adult entertainment sites. Meanwhile, Andrew Tate made all the money from the girls he had on his stuff.
Oh my god.
So I am not the Andrew Tate, but if you want to learn how to be a real man, you got to watch Roadhouse, starring Patrick Swayze.
That's a great recommendation.
And Predator.
And Conjuring.
No. Predator.
I think Ed Warren.
Predator, Roadhouse, any movie produced by Joel Silver in the 80s or early 90s. That'll teach you how to be a real man.
Someone's making money off my feet.
Oh, that's right.
I didn't even...
Wait, they're not making money?
I hope not. You don't think?
Casey found out she had a wiki feet. Crystal did too. No one else, though. Because Mint Salad sells pictures of her feet. I thought some of them would have leaked, but they never leaked.
Oh, that's good.
Anyway, you don't have to review it, but Phantom of the Paradise is a really awesome film you should check out. You know what? Oh, that's from Ryan Powell. I really want to check that out. I've never seen it all the way through.
Sounds familiar.
It's a, oh God, what's his name? Oh my God, Brian De Palma film. I like De Palma. House of Fior says, please do Worst Joyride and Brick Mansions and its French original film District B13. This guy wants us to talk about Paul Walker a lot, apparently.
Aww.
I would like to talk about the first Joyride. I really like that. Crystal Quinn for $1.99 says, I show my dates Cannibal Holocaust. I'm still single. Well,
Krista.
Well, yeah. That makes
I'm so excited for Monday.
That checks out. Oh yeah. Monday's episode is Valentine,
I'll
everyone.
watch it with you.
Let me see. Okay, I think we're back to where I can put them on screen. Newfie20 sent us $5 and said nothing. Okay. And now we're finally refreshed to where I can put them on screen. House of Fior again says, Crystal Quinn, may I suggest Neighbor starring America Olivia, who be in the Friday reboot review for a date movie. Retype that one again, buddy. Let's see. Love the chemistry you both have. Tony surprised me. How did I surprise him? Wait, what did I surprise him with?
That you have a good sense of humor.
Why is that surprising, you asshole? Anyway, thank you. That was for $2. Newfie for $5. He actually said something this time. Don't you see shadow people after watching demon-based movies? No.
I get scared. It makes me think.
If I remember right, my ex from a while ago, she would wake up and apparently see things. She was still half asleep. She was always still half asleep. So we would watch horror movies, and of course, anytime we watch a horror movie for like a week, there'd be shadow people in our room. But the one time it happened, she woke up. She was having a dream about working in a restaurant, and you're supposed to say corners when you're turning the corner. So in her sleep, she just kept going corner.
That's so scary.
Corner, and I'm like awake, and I'm like, what's in the corner? And I'm like, we're not watching any more horror movies. And then Crystal Quinn for $1.99 says, Casey, will you be my Valentine?
I accept. That's so nice.
That's a lot, assholes. Anyway, we're on to the next one. Now,
You get kisses.
I was pretty interested in this one because of how much we liked Valak. Hold on, I gotta load my slides up because I forgot I exited out.
But you got them all?
I got them all. And we have The Nun. Directed by Corin Hardy. He didn't really have a lot of credits.
Really? The name sounds familiar.
Yes. When a young nun at a cloistered abbey in Romania takes her own life, a priest with a haunted past and a novitiate.
Noviatiate. Novice.
A novice nun.
A novice nun.
On the threshold of her final vows are sent by the Vatican to investigate. Together, they uncover the order's unholy secret, risking not only their lives, but their faith and their very souls. They confront the malevolent force in the form of a demonic nun. I really like this one.
I love this movie.
But I have one issue with it.
Go for it.
So it stars Tasia Farmiga.
Sure.
Who's in a movie called Final Girl or something.
She is.
Yeah, I didn't even see it though.
She's in the first horror American.
Yes. I want to say my issue with her is she looks almost exactly like her sister Vera. So the first time I put the nun on,
Cuties.
I kept thinking it was about like
Lorraine.
a prequel about Lorraine. And I'm like, oh, maybe she like was at a nunnery for a bit and then decided not to take her vows. And so the whole time I'm thinking, I'm like, oh wait, her name's not Lorraine. I'm like, it's very confusing. I'm like, I wouldn't, like, I get it, like nepotism, like, hey Vera, can I be in one of the movies? But it's like, she looks exactly like
maybe
her.
that's what they wanted. They wanted to like, I don't know.
And I guess, but I'm just like, I kept thinking of like, are they related? Is there going to be something where they're related later on?
Right, there might be.
Maybe. No, this one's real interesting. I like the whole thing with the priest. I think he had like a failed exorcism.
Yeah.
So he's sent there. I like.
You don't think he's the same priest that is in Annabelle and La
Llorona?
La Llorona.
No, I don't.
Okay, I just. Sure.
We could be wrong.
Yeah, I didn't look it up ahead of time.
I don't think the age matches. But also, because in La Llorona, he's like, I used to not believe in things, and then I met a doll. He didn't say I met a demon nun.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, everything about this is really cool. It's got that like gothic horror feel to it, with like this monastery that's like hidden away.
I love the atmosphere.
Yes, it's very atmospheric, especially at the beginning where she's like running through the hallways and stuff.
That is a good opening scene.
It's a very good opening scene. I love like I love the cemetery with the bells that they establish early on. Yeah, it's just got a cool look to it.
I like it more and more each time that I see it, and there are Easter eggs in it too.
Yes.
Alec.
Although, having watched this and thinking about Annabelle Creation, which is technically after this, I'm like, oh, I guess they loosened up their visitation rights, because none of these nuns seem like they're real chatty or went outside people, but apparently years later, a nun could be like, yeah, I hung out with these girls in the woods for a bit. We took a picture.
They're not supposed to talk to people.
But I guess they changed their mind at some point, because that other nun was able to visit and then leave.
You are looking so much into it. Because these nuns have to stay. They can't interact with the outside world ever.
Well, I guess depending on what happened at the end of the movie, things changed there.
Oh, I'm blanking.
Well, I mean, I guess because they kind of got rid of the nun. So maybe they changed. Anyway.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
But yeah, I like the main character. Did they write her name in the plot synopsis? No.
I can't remember.
Baby Vera.
Baby Vera.
I like Baby Vera. Yeah, she's a cool character.
She's really good.
I really like her. She's at odds with her head nun at her place because she dares to tell kids dinosaurs existed.
Yeah,
it's
they
like
did.
I agree. my friend Clayton, he's a Jurassic Park YouTuber. I mess with him sometimes. Like, dinosaurs aren't even real. But yeah, she's a real cool character to follow along. And I like the pairing of her with the older priest.
Yes.
Who's kind of been through it before. And I even like the Frenchman guy, who we find out is someone later on in the film.
But he wears an Italian horn.
Maybe he migrated. I don't know. I didn't know. My family didn't do the horn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doesn't that protect you from stuff?
I don't know. My dad's from Calabria. Maybe they don't do it in Calabria. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I like him.
Yeah, I do like him seeing, like, I never even see these nuns. The first nun I saw was the one who hung themselves.
Yeah, it's so scary.
But yeah, there's some really, really good scares in here. And, like, the most tense scene is when the priest is shoved in the coffin. Mm-hmm. And he's, like, ringing the bell, and she has to find it. Now, what I thought was a little hokey, but I forgave it.
Okay.
In this monastery, they have the blood of Christ in a
Right.
special jar, and I'm like, oh my god, that's the Tales from the Crypt movie, Demon Night.
Oh, I haven't seen Demon.
Oh my god.
No, I've heard
Do you-
such great things.
So Tales of the
now.
Crypt Demon Night, one of the
Yeah.
plot, it's like demons are attacking this place, and the guy has the blood of Christ in a special jar.
Wow.
And it makes force fields, like he pours it and it'll make a force field and he throws demons through and they incinerate.
my
But I'm like, oh my
gosh.
god, wait, it's got the blood like Demon Night. I'm like, I'm not even mad. I think that's pretty funny that they're doing it in such a serious movie.
It's supposed to be serious.
Billy Zane is the bad guy in Demon Night,
Yes,
and he
that
is
I knew.
perfect.
Oh.
I want Billy Zane on this show so bad.
Petition.
Huh?
Petition.
Yes, I really want to talk about the Phantom with him.
Mm-hmm.
She can't make up her mind. The cat cannot make up her mind. Yeah, so what else did you like about this film? Like, what was the scariest part for you?
Oh, the scariest part. I really like the opening scene.
Yeah.
I think anything, of course, to do with the nun.
Yeah.
Scary, because she's what scares me most.
She is scary, and I like that they learned from the second one that like the nun thing is scary. We don't need to see the horned demon. She never turns into that
so
demon.
scary.
I think.
And I thought by the end of it, you're not as scared of her because you're looking at her so much.
Yeah.
I really thought what was impactful
Hmm.
was when they're all praying and they're like, just don't let anything get to you right now. Like,
Yeah.
just keep.
They have to
praying.
like keep praying,
You
and
have
they
to keep
can't. They have to like
praying
out like.
Don't let it get into you. I think that's really good. I think they respected the Catholic
Yeah.
religion very well.
Oh, they respected it so much. I did like the flashback to them like summoning the demon and the
Oh, yeah.
knights coming in. I like the priest and the we'll just call him French dude.
It was Frenchie. That's
Frenchie,
what they
yeah.
called him.
Yes, I like their back and forth, or like the thing with the
Yeah.
shotgun. Like, oh, we'll have the shotgun as a backup. But I love the best joke in this is when he has the blood of Christ, and the guy goes, "Holy shit!" and the dude goes, "The holiest."
The holiest. Remember the part where they go into like the freezer and the nun that was dead is there?
Yeah.
And he's like, I didn't leave her like that. That was scary.
Yeah, the nun is creepy.
Guys, if you don't like it, you have to give it a second chance. You have to watch them in order. This is the first one. Get
Maybe-
it out of the way. And
maybe-
it's free. I think this one was free.
It's on HBO Max.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you have HBO Max, yeah, I really like. I would have if I went into this not knowing anything about The Conjuring
Yes.
and it didn't have that prologue or epilogue, I would have been like, "This is awesome. I want to see more of this."
Yes, so tell us about what do you know about the Nun 2? Because I don't know anything.
I don't know anything. I just know this.
What?
I just know it's being made. That one wasn't
That's
canceled.
annoying
That one.
because like you would think that they banished her. In
Well, no,
Conjuring
because
2.
technically they didn't banish her in this because one,
Well, yeah.
she's popping up into people's selfies in Annabelle Creation, and then two, she comes back in Conjuring 2. I think they just.
Conjuring.
I guess they just move her. I guess. Well, you go back.
And kind of in the first Conjuring.
Yeah.
Because of Maurice.
Oh, well, she kind of
Because she's in him.
at the end. You find out Maurice, like the nun went into him, and he's the guy who they're doing the exorcism with in Conjuring 1.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe she got out of him and went back to the nun, posed for that selfie, and then went back to hell for a little bit, and then was like, okay, time to go to foggy London town.
Gosh, I'm going to be so scared going home after this.
What?
These are scary.
You want to not
I
be
can't
afraid?
believe you're not even scared.
You know what? You know what? If you want to never be afraid of demons and devils again, watch this show called Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell. It's real. It's
Okay.
it's a really funny comedy. It's about like demons who work in hell, but it's like an office. Like they hate it, and like it's just their day-to-day activity. And it's actually really funny.
I bet it is funny. I mean,
It's-
Little Nicky.
Little Nicky was funny too. But no, Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell is pretty great. Like their boss is the devil, but then they find out he's not even like the main devil, and they get like real annoyed by that. Like, wait a minute, you're not even the actual devil. He's like, what? I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, solid film. Loved it.
Please give it a second
I'm
chance.
interested to see where they go with it next.
I know, just leave it on is. But I do want to see more.
No, you know, Annabelle
What?
did well. Annabelle had a trilogy. They want a nun trilogy.
Oh my God.
Yes.
They have nun like Funko Pops. They have all the nun
Yes.
stuff, but too scary.
Also, that actress is probably loving it. Bonnie,
hope
she's
so.
like, God, I hope they make 10 more goddamn Conjuring, whatever. She's got a very unique look.
Yeah.
So does Vera Farmiga. How do you feel about her? She's got such a
She
unique
is-
look.
Oh my gosh. Oh, when she weeps,
Yeah.
dang, I feel that. She should be nominated for an Oscar.
For these movies?
Vera Farmiga? Yes. I think she's an amazing scream queen.
I guess so.
You guys.
She was good in The Departed.
Oh, she weeps.
I liked her in The Departed.
I just know her from like Orphan and
Oh, that's right. She is an orphan.
Bates
Yeah.
Motel.
I never saw Bates Motel.
So good.
I talked about it before. Like, I didn't give Hannibal a shot because I was mad that
I've heard that was good.
I was mad that it was a reboot. I thought it was just going to be a prequel to Red Dragon, but it was a reboot set in the modern day. And I totally wrote it off. And then when we started reviewing these movies, I watched the show. And they take, like, everything that the movies... from the books that the movies didn't use, and they reorganize it. And I actually really liked it. I'm like, all right, you know what? Maybe I'll give Bates Motel a shot. Because I thought Bates Motel was going to be a prequel to Psycho. And then I saw the trailer. They're, like, on cell phones and having highlighter parties. And I'm like, nah.
You'll get over that.
I think I can get over it.
You will. But I want to watch the Exorcist series because you recommended it.
And actually, I've since watched season 2 of that show. Just as good.
Isn't there a Casey in it or something?
Yes, the blonde girl Casey, isn't it? No, season 1 is really good. That's why I'm not excited for the new David Gordon Green trilogy. I'm like, well, we kind of had a reboot. No one watched it, but it was really good.
They have him?
I don't know. Because Halloween brought in money. But anyway.
I'll still watch it.
So we're all Team Nun.
Are they?
Well, no, I'm just saying me and you.
Okay. We're Team Nun.
And then we have Curse.
Don't put that up.
Ya Llorona.
That's the picture you pick.
That was the picture I picked.
Scary. I'm not looking.
So this is the first spinoff that didn't... The only connection it has to the other movies is that the priest from Annabelle appears in it.
And I didn't see that coming when I watched it the first time.
Yeah. Curse of Ya Llorona.
I love that it's connected, though.
And this is an urban legend, and I know this because when I went to type in to see which streaming platform this was on, 10,000 knockoff movies showed up. And it was not streaming. I had to rent it.
And so did I, yeah.
Now, if you're a fan of the show, you know that I really love the main actress in this, Linda Cardellini. And that's, oh my God, I'm sorry. That is a highly inappropriate picture of Linda. I apologize.
Why would you use
that? You're right. That is disrespectful. And okay, that's a lot better. So Linda Cardellini's in this movie.
Tony.
She almost wasn't in this movie. Jordana Brewster, I think, was supposed to be in this.
Who's that?
She's from the Fast and Furious movies and Texas Chainsaw: The Beginning. I think she was attached to the movie until like right before production, and then they took her out of it. Do you want me to put the demon face back on?
Maybe this one is better.
But yeah, Linda Cardellini is really. I'm biased. I just like her. I like her a lot. I don't think I've ever. Even if I've seen her in something bad, I don't think I've ever... Like, she's always been good.
When Green Book won the Oscar.
I didn't see that.
Well, it won the Oscar.
Yeah, I remember that.
She showed up in her outfit. She wore the biggest pink dress you could ever imagine. She's like, this is my moment. I'm going to go all out. I wish I'd put that picture up. And that's where I was like, I like her.
I've always liked her. Grandma's Boy, she was really great.
I haven't seen that.
That's a comedy. It's a cult classic.
I know what it is.
Yeah, she's really good in that. Obviously, Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo.
She's good in the Scooby-Doo.
She's in Dead to Me right now.
She's in Dead to Me.
Freaks and Geeks.
Yeah, Freaks and Geeks. Oh, connection to Vera. Oh. She is Hawkeye's wife in the Marvel movies. Oh. And the Hawkeye TV show, she has an appearance. And Vera is one of the bad guys in the Hawkeye TV show. There's a little Conjuring universe reunion there. Yeah. Now, okay, cancel Tony. Screw you guys. That's the one non-paid comment I read. God damn it. Yeah. So, what did you think about this one? I'm sorry.
Oh yes. Did we even read the one before it?
We did. Okay. Actually, I read that one, so you can read this one. Okay. This is Curse of La Llorona. Directed by Michael Chavez.
Yes. Did he do the last one?
Oh yeah, he does the
In 1970s Los Angeles, the legendary ghost La Llorona is stalking the night and the children.
Ooh.
Ignoring the eerie warning of a troubled mother, a social worker, and her own kids are drawn into a frightening supernatural realm. Their only hope of surviving La Llorona's deadly wrath is the disillusioned priest who practices mysticism to keep evil at bay.
Yes. So it's kind of Conjuring light.
It gave me the same vibes as The Nun, kind of. A little bit.
Yeah. Not as good.
I really liked it, though.
You liked it?
Even as I love this movie.
No, I liked it. I didn't like it as much as The Nun.
Okay.
It just, the plot seemed a little too, like, Conjuring. It's like, oh, we're being chased by a demon. We need a guy who's not really with the church, but kind of with the church to help us. But it was different enough. I don't know. I guess just because, like, Conjuring 2 felt a little bit more fresh. None felt fresh. And this just felt like, well, we're doing it kind of different.
I wanted to be a social worker.
You did?
I did.
A very noble profession.
Thank you. But then I was like, I think I'd be too emotional.
Yeah.
But what made me want to be that is Case 39. That movie.
That movie?
Yeah, I was like...
That movie?
Yeah.
That movie sat on a shelf for a few years.
Really?
I think, if I'm remembering right, Renee Zellweger, that's one of those movies that sat on a shelf, and then I think they just, like, released it in a January. Like,
Wow.
That's usually Hollywood's dumping ground. Now the whole year is Hollywood's dumping ground.
Stop it. But I was really considering it, and I prayed about it, and then I got my job. So I was like, no, I don't think you can.
Jesus had other plans for you.
Yeah. Touche.
I don't know if he's paying attention right now. He's kind of looking off into the sunset. This one starts off pretty dark because it's like Patricia Vasquez from the Mummy movies. She's an Moon in the Mummy movies. Yeah, you find out she's like hiding her 2 boys.
Yeah.
And they're like, what the hell? This lady's crazy. We got to rescue those boys. And then, like, them doing that ends up leading to the boys being drowned.
They were cute.
Yeah, they're
cute
nice.
Kids. Like, when she's in the... Oh, no. Well, when they got attacked. That was really scary.
I like the scares with, like, the reflection in this. I like all the reflection stuff.
See, you have... Like, you don't like the jump scares. Yeah. I don't like the screaming in your face.
Okay, no. That's part of... That kind of ties into the jump scare.
Like,
I don't need that...
Much. Like, that was just blood curdling and...
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, it got annoying for me, the scream.
Yeah, it was so much.
Yeah, Llorona. Whatever. Lori.
No.
No.
Is that it in Spanish?
No, I just made that up. No, so the story is that she married this guy who she was very in love with, had 2 kids with him.
Yes.
And then, much like the guy in Conjuring 2, ended up hanging out with some other lady. And, of course, Llorona.
Guys, get it together. Be better men.
Yes, be better men.
I know you're all agreeing.
Also, women, if your guy cheats on you, maybe don't drown your kids. Maybe there's other stuff you can do.
Oh my gosh.
Look, I'm just saying, if that's part of your plan, like, let's build up to it. Let's not go right to, my husband's cheating on me. I gotta drown these kids.
You're right.
Maybe you should talk to someone first. Maybe, I don't know. Like that's literally the story you find out. It's like, yeah, she ends up killing the kids. He's like, and then right afterwards, she realized that she had made a mistake. It's like, yeah, I probably would have been like, oh, you know what? I think I overreacted.
Yeah.
So now she's the weeping woman, and she lives.
Think about her. She's scary.
And she lives to kill other kids, I guess.
She wants her own kids now.
Yes.
She wants them.
Yes. So yeah, she kills the 2 kids, and then she targets the social worker's kids.
Mm-hmm, because of that lady from the Mummy praying.
Yes.
La Llorona.
Well, that was confusing, because I was like, why did La Llorona, like, target them? Well, then, I guess who targeted the lady previously?
We don't know.
Yeah, so it's basically this family is just being haunted by this lady who keeps screaming, and she's constantly tripping.
And what I've noticed is that a lot of the movies with the families... I know they all like pretty much have a family. They use the same shot from The Conjuring, like the same like mise en scène. Yeah. You know, the one that's going through all the
that
like one
fluid,
shot. Yeah, I love it.
It's not really one shot though.
I'm sure it's not.
It's
but really...
digitally manipulated. You can kind of tell, but yeah, it's still impressive. It's still good. They don't have to do that, and they felt the need to. But yeah, not the best. Although I love. And I always forget his real name.
You know what it reminds me of? Sorry,
what?
Before I forget. The Possession. Have you seen The Possession? It was when they were Jewish. And they got the box.
Oh!
That's what it really reminds me of.
Not Possession, which is on Shudder, a movie from the 80s, which is getting like a revival right now. Oh. Jeffrey Dean Morgan was in it? Or Javier Bardem? People think he is. I think I know what you're talking about. Yes, I think I've seen that one.
But I know who you were talking about.
Yes.
I don't know his name, but yes.
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
That one was good. That was good.
Reminds me of that was good. Movie.
I liked the renegade priest.
Yes.
Who is DeStefano from Alien Resurrection, or Tuco Salamanca from Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. And of course, I forgot to write his name down. Okay. I don't know his real name. He's great in this. I like him as the renegade rogue priest. Yeah. And he's like, I got my own methods. And they're like, didn't they kick you out of the priesthood? He's like, yeah, they kicked me out of the church, but I still love Jesus. And I'm going to do something with these magic eggs right now.
And then when Linda Cardellini is telling her kid, like,
Cardellini.
Everyone get... Cardellini,
right?
Sorry.
I think it's Cardellini.
But she's telling her kid, everybody gets scared. Daddy got scared. I get scared. He gets scared. Do you really get scared? No.
I do like that.
He's lying.
Real quick, hold on. I think the name of her spelling...
You just want to...
Cardellini, yes, it's right there. Cardellini. Are
there any other pictures? Not of her.
Yeah, there's other pictures. I wanted to make sure people knew who I was talking about. I was like, these are the best pictures of Linda Cardellini I could think of. There's a couple good scares in this. I really like the bathtub scene.
Oh yeah.
Where like the little girl thinks it's her mom, but you see the ghost hands, which reminds me of Ju-on the Grudge. Mm-hmm. When like the girl is like brushing her hair in the shower and the hands there. Yeah. What else did I like?
In Scary Movie, the ghost starts shaving her legs. And her
And then I liked, there's like a little bit of a twist at the end where like they set up a barrier that gets rid of the ghost lady, but then she comes back and it turns out it's Patricia Vasquez character. Vasquez or Velasquez? The mummy girl. The mummy girl shows up. Yep. And she like breaks the seal and everything. And that one's actually pretty impressive. Although, no, the one scene where the girl breaks the seal and like she's flying across the house out the front door. That had me dying. But I like the twist where the human girl comes back and she kind of looks like her and she summons La Llorona. And they end up vanquishing her again. But yeah, no connection to the Warrens in this at all.
No, not that we know of.
Not that we know of.
Just the doll. And I wonder if that was, like, purposeful, that they wanted it to be a part of the Conjuring universe, or it was just like, oh, let's make it a part of the Conjuring.
I feel like that, yeah, it's kind of confusing, because I think I remember them not really... I think there might have been something with the director, like, not thinking it was part of the universe, but then it technically was. They didn't really... I think they might have advertised that it was part of the universe.
I don't remember it being advertised, but...
Yeah. This one kind of came and went theater-wise. I think it did well, because a lot of, again, these movies are really, like, horror movies are kind of cheap to make for some reason, as long as they're not super effects heavy.
They do great.
Then they do really well. You get a really good return on investment, and you don't have to worry about the foreign market, because ghost stuff doesn't play in China. Whoa. So, yeah, that's like a whole thing. They're not a big fan of that. So, there's more things you could do, because you're not trying to, like, manipulate for their audience. But yeah, this one did really well. This was 2019, I think.
Yeah, it was recent.
I enjoyed it. It's probably, other than renting it again today for this review, I probably never watch it again.
I was finishing it up at night, and then the end credits have this song. La, da, da,
yeah.
So scary.
Yeah.
That was the scariest part.
Although she is scary, but you're right. When it turns into her just screaming, I'm just like,
It's so loud and annoying.
Yeah, I'm like, oh man, this creepy girl's creeping up, and then she's like, blah. And I'm like,
so dramatic.
God. Yeah, I get it. Blah, you're sad. Oh my God. That would be me in a horror movie. I want to be in a ghost movie. I'm like, oh, cool, you're floating the plates around. Yeah, it's real impressive. Anyway, next is Annabelle Comes Home. I really wish I got a chance to rewatch this before tonight's episode.
Didn't?
I really enjoyed this one, though.
I didn't like it.
You didn't like this one?
It's probably my least favorite.
Oh, wow. Because the Warrens are actually in this one.
Not barely.
But they're in it.
That's it.
They're in the beginning and end. They're like involved with the story a little bit. Although the trailers make it seem like they're more involved than they are.
Yeah, so does this poster.
Yeah.
They don't do that.
So it's basically the Warrens' daughter, Judy?
Yep.
Played by McKenna Grace, because this is post-Conjuring.
Yeah, and the other girl was too old.
The other girl was too old, so they had to get a younger actress. And then Madison Eisman, who was in that I Know What You Did Last Summer show, which I never finished, for Amazon.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wasn't she in Jumanji?
Maybe. I didn't see that. And some other girl. This one I was the most looking forward to be honest. Because, and I'll talk about the disappointing payoff. But here we go. Annabelle Comes Home. Directed by Gary Dauberman. He wrote the previous Annabelle films. and It Chapter 2. Determined to keep Annabelle from wreaking more havoc, paranormal investigator Ed and Lorraine Warren locked the possessed doll in the artifacts room in their house. But when the doll awakens the room's evil spirits, it's soon... You got a problem?
No.
Come on.
Join us.
Sorry, the cat interrupted. It soon becomes an unholy night of terror for the couple's 10-year-old daughter, her friends, and their young babysitter. I remember when I saw, like, when I started watching these, I looked up the preview for the third one. I'm like, oh my God, they're going into the artifact room and they're just touching everything. I'm like, that's a good, because they've been hyping up this artifact room, and every single time one of these movies ends, they put like something in the artifact room.
Great idea.
It was a great idea. Now, this was what I was looking forward to the most. I wanted to know the backstory of the samurai armor.
Yeah.
Ever since the first movie, I'm like, okay, what's the story with the samurai armor? I need to know. I need to see this. All I wanted was the samurai to be running around the house with like a sword. And then the movie happens, and all it is one scene where he's just standing in the hallway, tilting his head. And I'm like, no, I want to see him. I want to see him do stuff with a sword. I want to see him like throw nunchuck. I mean,
That is so cool.
That's more ninja instead of samurai. But still, it would have been cool if he was like doing backflips and screaming the entire time. And I'm not going to do any voices of it screaming because I feel like that could be clipped out of context. But that was the biggest letdown. But I liked how kind of wacky the whole movie was, where like apparently Annabelle gets loose. They open up the door and the demon, because she's a conduit for other spirits.
Yeah.
And a bunch of new ghosts and demons show up, who I'm sure they were going to try and spin off into their own stuff. Who's your favorite new monster?
My favorite new monster? The ones that's coming to mind are the ones with the coins on their eyes.
The ferryman?
Yeah.
Yeah, the ferryman is really cool. That's like do I have a picture of him? No. Oh, we'll talk about him in a second.
But I don't know. It was too outlandish for me. I thought because it wasn't real. Like it's not a true story.
Well, I mean, neither was the nun.
The nun was way more real.
It wasn't based on a true story.
But it was more something I could believe.
Realistic, I guess.
More realistic than this movie, and I just...
You didn't like the ghost dog?
No, because
there was a big ghost.
I didn't like it because it was just too fantastical. Like I don't know. I couldn't get into it.
I didn't mind it. I kind of liked how wacky it got.
I didn't like that it was all about the one girl. Like it just wasn't.
Yeah, I didn't mind it. I actually really, really liked this one.
You have to rewatch it.
I should rewatch it?
Yeah, you should rewatch it.
I'm going to rewatch it. I'm going to be like, you know what, Casey, you're right.
Yeah.
Sucked. No, I really enjoyed it. I like the whole plot of like the girl goes in there because she wants to talk to her dead dad. And she's like, this ghost room will help me out. Let me open up the doll that says, please do not open up this doll or you'll all die. That seems like a good idea.
It was good that their daughter got a separate story.
Yeah.
That was
because she's always just kind of there.
And there's a bride. They should have just made that.
I feel like a lot of these they wanted to make into other movies. They were introducing a lot of monsters.
But I think they could have made her La Llorona.
That might have been something they had at one point.
Maybe.
But they came out the same year, so I don't know. They were making them at the same time.
But were all of those artifacts, were they a part of the history of the, like, are they there? Are they a part of the Warrens' real...
Oh, I don't know.
Room? I'm just curious.
I've never been to that room. Is it still publicly displayed there?
I don't know if it's public right now, but she used to have people over. Like you had to pay for dinners.
I think there's a museum though now.
Oh yeah, there's a total museum, but I don't know if they're allowing people in it anymore. Because since she's passed. I'm
gonna go in there.
I want to go.
I'm gonna go in there.
Totally want to go.
And I'm just gonna yell at all the demons.
I just don't know if it's.
I'm gonna go in there, Casey. I'll be like, hey, demons!
You can't.
I live at, and I'm gonna give them my address.
I can't believe you're making this all a joke.
I'm gonna be like, come over and hang out. I'm gonna annoy the shit. I just want to annoy a demon. I really want to annoy a demon.
I'll annoy you.
The demons are gonna be like, oh my god, he's falling asleep watching Blade Runner for the 5th time this week. I'm like, yep.
But yeah, the ferryman.
The ferryman was really cool.
I really liked them. I liked when the girl had when it was her.
Yeah.
With the coins.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a nice little side story. It reminds me of a TV show where you get a side story about, like, not a main character.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like.
That makes sense.
That's what it
Yeah,
felt
they're
like.
just like, let's have fun with this one.
Yeah.
Let's just have fun.
Yeah, like,
I just didn't take it as seriously as the other movies.
I was thinking, like, there's like X-Files episodes where, like, they focused on the cigarette smoking man, and he got his own spin-off episode where, like, the three wacky friends who helped Mulder and Scully, they got a whole episode.
The ones, like, I wouldn't watch.
Yeah. Yeah, this feels like that. We're like, hey, you know what? Let's give the two leads a break. Let's make this an episode just about the daughter and some wacky demons running around. But no, it's a fun idea. I like the idea of awakening all these demons in one room. And the Annabelle demon is kind of like leading all of it.
Yeah. Then when she's in the bed.
Yeah, that was kind of creepy.
Oh, and then what did you think of that whole scene revealing the demon? With the colors. Oh yeah, should we talk about that now?
I liked the colors in her room.
The wheel.
Yeah.
Because that's
I like
how
the color wheel. Yes, that was cool. Now, but yeah, speaking of the demon.
Glow up.
So, I guess in between Annabelle and Annabelle Comes Home, he went back to hell. He got some work done. He's like, I need bigger horns.
Excuse me.
Or maybe he went to demon puberty. I don't know.
I think he just got stronger.
Really?
The more souls that he got.
My favorite thing, though, to explain how he got stronger, it's one, his horns go backwards now, and he grew extra rib cage. He grew extra bones in his rib cage. That's how you know the demon is now stronger. He has extra bones in his rib cage.
Right. He just looks scary.
Was there a reason he changed? Was it because he was in that house and more powerful?
I think he got more powerful, and he was becoming the ram now, like that kind of demon.
Yes. What's it with rams and demons? When do those two get linked together?
I don't know.
Because it's like
Black Phillip.
Yeah, it's kind of like angels, like the whole humans with wings. That wasn't until like the Renaissance, because that's not how they're really described. But what did goats do that really pissed off humans? Where they're like, you know what, we're making every devil based off you. Like, what did I do? Oh no!
I'd have to do research.
Same thing with bats. They're like, hey, every demon, we're gonna give bat wings, and the bats are like, what? This is just my wings.
They're so cute.
They are. I really like bats. I don't know if you noticed from all the Batman stuff in this room. But yeah, I think it was a wacky fun time.
Yeah, that's good.
Again, it's a spin-off side story.
I liked it. It's just not my favorite one.
Yeah. The ghost dog might have been too much. The ghost dog
I did not.
might have been a little too much.
But that totally makes sense for another movie.
Yeah.
But,
which apparently that is like a real legend. I forget what it was called.
Yeah,
it had some weird name. But no, the biggest letdown was the samurai demon. Mm-hmm. I really wanted to just see a samurai running around that house with like a sword.
I don't know. They probably did. Like if they had the artifacts from the other movies in there too. I'm not sure if they did.
Like, how did they get the samurai demon? I just want to know. I just want to know. When's he getting a spinoff? So yes, finally, we come to the Conjuring. The Devil Made Me Do It.
Yeah.
Directed by Michael Chavez, the guy who did La Llorona.
Yes.
Do you want to read this one?
Sure.
This is the last one.
Finale.
Oh, real quick. This is the last one, so get your super chats in so we can read your super chats.
Thanks for hanging in there and joining us.
Yes. So tell me about this one.
Movies. Okay. Paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren take on one of the most sensational cases of their careers after a cop stumbles upon a dazed and bloodied young man walking down the road. Accused of murder, the suspect claims demonic possession as his defense, forcing the Warrens into a supernatural inquiry unlike anything they've ever seen before. And that's wrong.
Huh?
Did you hear that?
Yeah, it was the sink.
Okay.
The sink makes a sound.
This is wrong.
Oh, wait. Sorry. Speaking of noises, I've been watching all these movies. I was running. No, it wasn't anything. I was running my dryer because, as you know, my laundry washer and dryer are in my kitchen in this apartment,
which is really nice, don't you think?
I guess it's convenient. I am moving. I don't know if you noticed. I started taking stuff down. I'm not staying in. If I have to hear that goddamn air raid siren one more time, I'm gonna blow my brains. Anyway, so I was running the dryer and I forgot like my spice rack is in the cabinet next to it. So I was watching Conjuring 2.
Yes.
And I just heard something drop. and it drove me nuts because I kept looking around the apartment. I'm like, what dropped? Something dropped, and I finally opened up the cabinet, and the vibration just knocked over the spice stuff, and I'm like, oh, okay, but I'm like, I know ghosts aren't real. What fell? And I'm like looking everywhere. But anyway, continue.
Well, can I say something scary? Well, I've been trying to watch the movies I've just tried to watch all of them, and so I have my laptop on my bed.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll pause something, and then I'll go to the bathroom, and from the bathroom, I heard my laptop fall to the ground off my bed. It happened twice.
Oof.
That's scary. My laptop, first of all, precious cargo.
I know.
But that was scary. But I think my egg crate, that was just
you know what you need?
What?
You need a giant stuffed Jesus.
I have Jesus. But this is a wrong synopsis because the cop does not stumble upon a bloodied young man. They call... Lorraine and Ed call the cops and say, you should go check on over there.
Yeah, and then he doesn't really stumble on him. Yeah, so...
Let's talk about it. I just finished this one up today.
Did you see this when it came out?
I did.
Okay.
And I was supposed to go on a date.
Oh.
Okay? He canceled. He's like, can we go another time? I'm super sick. I'm like, that's a lie.
Wow.
No,
Do you know it was a lie?
I totally know.
Are you just guessing?
I totally know. We won't get into that.
People get sick sometimes. It's fine.
Canceling last minute, the morning of, you don't do that.
If you wake up sick.
No.
What if you had gone on the date and he was like, blah.
Anyway, I know he wasn't sick.
Okay.
And so I brought my mom to see this with me. And I was like to my sister when, after she passed away, I'm like, I hope to God this wasn't the last movie she saw in theaters. It wasn't. But after this movie, she kept saying, the devil made me do it. She would always say, the devil made me do it. And then when she did pass, I went to see Pearl because I wanted to take my mind off of it. Not Pearl. X. Not a good idea.
No.
And in that movie...
Oh my God, no.
It was the worst idea ever. And then, in the movie, the song The Devil Made Me Do It's in that movie.
Oh my God.
I know. But yeah, I saw this when it came out.
Yeah.
And the opening scene, I just thought...
Yeah. This was in theaters. Was this around pandemic, though?
2021.
Okay, yeah. So this was on HBO Max for a while.
Yeah, not anymore.
Yeah.
I can't believe that.
Sounds a bit, because I remember being
what the heck?
I'll watch it eventually.
Yeah,
and then I came up with this idea.
Sorry. Yeah, Warner Brothers, just decided to put every single movie on different streaming platforms.
Yeah.
That you had to pay.
Yeah, so annoying.
Why?
It's like the first two Conjurings are still on Netflix. So I'm like, can you at least put the third?
The first one is?
I'm like, can you put the third one on there at least? So this is like the famous trial that happened. Is this the one where the family sued Warner Brothers over?
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, there was like a family of someone that the Warrens helped or exploited.
It can't be the other ones because they all did interviews with Warner Brothers.
Well, there were ones that were like, hey, you're making money off of this, and they tried to argue. I'm like, well, it's based on a true story. And then the prosecution was like, all right, well, then prove that ghosts and demons exist if it's a true story. And I guess they settled out of court finally. Because this is like, oh, wow, Warner Brothers has to prove that demons exist? I'm like, that's kind of hard to prove in court.
Maybe it was this one. But I didn't like it the first time I saw it. I'm not a huge true crime person.
Okay.
So I think that it being too realistic was too much for me. Now it was too realistic for me.
Wait, you're a single woman and you're a single white woman and you're not into true crime?
I liked Megan. The movie Megan.
That's not true crime, but anyway.
No, I'm just... Yeah, but after rewatching it, I liked it.
I didn't like it.
I liked it.
Yeah,
but I don't love it.
And I don't really... Again, I didn't really like the first one. And I was like, all right, the series is starting to win me over.
Okay.
Annabelle 1, kind of weak, fun. Conjuring 1, didn't really like, but Conjuring 2, okay. And I'm like, all right, this is La Llorona, all right. I'm like, okay, I think I'm back in. Annabelle Comes Home, top tier. I'm back in. Then I watched this and I went, eh.
I know. Why?
I didn't realize James Wan didn't do it. And again, I'm not even the biggest...
Well, sorry. I'm so sorry for cutting you off.
Well, no, that's fine. You're apologizing to me for cutting someone off. What is this, opposite day? I will say, even though I'm not the biggest James Wan horror fan, he does have a unique style, and when it's not there, you can notice. What were you going to say?
the director who directed this directed La Llorona.
Yeah.
So I had high hopes because I
Yeah.
really enjoyed La Llorona.
Well,
But you're totally right about, because Conjuring 2 and 1, they totally have the same feel. Well, they're both James Wan.
Yeah.
But I feel like even the other Conjuring movies stayed within the same atmosphere.
Yeah.
And then this one, yeah, it's kind of like, I'm thinking more like, this is so weird, very gold, very green. I don't know. It just wasn't the same.
It's got a different visual look.
But it's and also I'm not a huge like witchcraft person. I think that kind of took me
That
out.
was a bizarre shift. Because it's not really, I mean, there is a demon, but you find out, I guess the girl in La Llorona kind of did the same thing, summoning La Llorona. But yeah, you find out that this cop, spoilers, I guess, this, no, not cop, this priest, who was no longer a priest,
Spoilers.
had a secret kid who ended up being real into witchcraft because he investigated a bunch of demonology stuff. So she's like trying to take people's souls, and she's cursing this young boy and forced him to kill his like friend. He didn't mean to do it, and it's because he let the demon in him, because it was originally possessing his girlfriend's brother, who's the kid from Haunting of Hill House, which that was kind of cool. He had like the whole contorting body thing. That was creepy.
But I thought it was a very different case.
Yeah.
Out of their files. That was very, I think, and it had to be done.
Yeah.
Just to show like the diversity, how versatile they were.
Yeah.
And because that it actually, they had to take it to court.
Yeah, and I like that the lawyer's like, by grounds of demonic possession. Luckily, I think he got off with manslaughter.
Yeah.
I don't know. I forgot to look up the true story. I'm guessing
What are you going to do? Like,
I'm guessing he was just on a bunch of drugs.
No, he was possessed. Exorcisms are real, Tony.
They're very rare. They're very rare.
Yes. But she went to Catholic college, Catholic university, and they went to a room where there was an exorcist. I forget, like, an exorcism, and everything was where it was. No, the room's never been touched since then.
Eesh.
And I don't know when it was, but isn't that scary?
That is pretty creepy. The ex-priest, the father of the bad guy, that's the Steward of Gondor from Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. I love that guy's voice. He's got such a good, like, deep, gravelly voice.
Who's this? Wait, who are we talking about?
The old man, the demonologist, who's like
who's in the other movies?
No. Who's in this movie?
Oh, him. He's scary.
Yeah, he's scary. He plays I don't know if you've ever seen Lord of the Rings, but Return of the King, he's like this temporary fill-in king, and he's like a real jerk. And actually, in the Batman games, the last one, Arkham Knight, he voices the Scarecrow, and he is such a good voice for the Scarecrow.
Oh.
He's got like these really creepy monologues throughout the game,
Good
and I'm
for
like,
him.
He's really good. I really like him. I've liked him in a lot of things.
Can you explain to me the big guy that kept showing up?
Oh yeah, that's the thing. All right, so
that confused me.
So they try to do what they did with the other ones, where it's like, okay, look, it's like Conjuring. There was Bathsheba, but then there was also a couple other ghosts,
there were a few.
And Annabelle, and then Conjuring. There was Valak, but then there was also the Crooked Man, and this. And this one, they're like, okay, there's this, I don't remember if we even got a name. There's Witch Lady, the demon she summoned, and then Fat Morgue guy.
Yeah, who is he? It's
just a corpse that they possessed. It's just this fat guy with long hair chasing them around.
Yeah.
This one just nothing hit for me on this one.
Wow.
Nothing. Like the relationship with Ed and Lorraine, they do their flashback to where they met. Ed has a heart attack, and that's supposed to make you feel bad for him, but like it just didn't click with me.
I was really emotional by the end of it.
Really?
I thought it was really a very powerful ending.
Yeah, I don't know. She was like talking to him telepathically at the end when he was possessed. Like, our love was our weakness, but actually it's our strength. It's like, oh my God. And then he slow motions. By the way, a big stone altar. It's like, this lady is 70 pounds, maybe. She's not lugging in stone slabs.
She's got Satan, so.
That girl also has the most, like, pronounced jawline I have ever seen. But yeah, the witch lady didn't do it for me either.
Any scares?
Nothing,
The
really.
waterbed?
No, the waterbed didn't do it for me. The corpse guy didn't do it for me.
Yeah, no.
I didn't care about the story, really.
Yeah, it was fine. But
Yeah,
I think it's good that they did this one.
Also,
I think they got out of the way.
Also,
they're making a Conjuring 4.
When did they film this? Because the CGI forest and the CGI cliff was very noticeable.
Yeah.
There's been a bunch of movies that were made like during quarantine where it's like, oof, that background is rough. Like even like the newest Spider-Man that came out. Like you think with all the millions of dollars, like that doesn't look like the outside of a public school. That looks like it was rendered in a video game. When she's like hanging off the cliff, I'm like, that is the fakest cliff I've ever seen.
And I want to just say, I think exorcisms are more common than you think. I do.
Well,
and I'll post.
That was what was so good about the first Exorcist movie and book, because they pointed out, they're like, this doesn't happen a lot because, we've, like, for it to happen, it needs to be so severe, because a lot of what was exorcism was like, oh, that person's just crazy. We figured that out. But maybe it's had a revival since the 70s.
I follow an exorcist on, well, I'm not going to get into it, but I follow an exorcist on Instagram, so I'll post a prayer after this, so you can all go to that, just to, like, cleanse this.
You really give me flashbacks to Catholic school. Thanks.
You're welcome.
No, you're nicer than most people. I got bullied in Catholic school. And then I became a bully. But
Don't blame it on that.
No, it was the teacher. Now that I'm older, I'm like, oh, my teachers were just like angry women mostly.
Well,
they probably had something going on.
They probably had rules and you weren't following them.
No, a lot of them were like, now knowing what I know about women now, I'm like, oh, that's what my third grade teacher was so angry about. I get it now. She was probably angry. Yeah. I don't know if you know this. People like to take their anger from home and just throw it at people at work. And I feel like that's what a lot of teachers did to us kids in Catholic school. And they were mad. They were mad that they couldn't hit us like they could our grandparents.
I'm not.
You ever talk to an old person?
They don't want to talk about this.
Every old person I know, they're like, yeah, when I was in school, the nun used to like hit me with the ruler and like,
I would rather not.
And they talk about it like they brag about it. I'm like, why are you bragging about this?
Yeah, your favorite Conjuring movie is The Nun.
The nuns also don't dress like that. The nuns at my school didn't dress like that. Only on special occasions, the one would wear the habit. But yeah, anyway, Conjuring 3, not very good.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's not my favorite.
It's not my favorite. And again, it's one of those things where I'm like, I'm not the biggest fan of the guy, but I longed for his touch on the film. It's just like, oh, yeah, this... And the fact that it's like a trilogy... Well, I guess it's not a trilogy. They're making a bunch of them. But it's like, yeah, it was just missing that something. And that something was James Wan, I guess.
Aw, you should let him know. He was too busy doing the Aquamans?
Aquaman was 2018... He produced that terrible Mortal Kombat movie. Because he also produces a bunch of stuff.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because they're doing Aquaman 2. And Amber Heard only has 10 minutes of screen time, maybe. She brought that up in her court case. She's like, they reduced my role in Aquaman 2. It's like, yeah, because they probably...
She should have claimed demonic possession. That's what she should have done.
That'll be Conjuring 4. That'll be Conjuring 15.
Have you heard anything about Conjuring 4?
Let's look it up live here. Hold on.
But yeah, I have to say this is my favorite franchise. And then I like Final Destination 2. Both of them keep you thinking.
Yeah.
Both of them.
It's happening, and it will be the final case for Ed and Lorraine.
Aww.
Well, I hope James Wan comes back for that one.
Are those pictures from it?
No. Those are just pictures from previous ones.
Oh.
That's right. He had a cane in this one because he was all injured.
That got me in the beginning, like the demon saying, like, I'm gonna stop your heart.
Oh, man, yeah.
That was scary.
Yeah.
I think he did die from something like that.
Yeah, he died. I forget when he died. She died recently, like in the last few years.
Before 2020.
Yes. So this is your favorite horror franchise.
Yeah, I would say
And you would not be alone because, again, it is the most financially successful horror franchise of all time. Which is kind of impressive, I guess, because there's the spin-offs. They're counting the Annabelle trilogy.
Yeah.
Because, like, apparently made more money than Saw, all the Friday the 13th.
Right.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, although we'll never know how much the first movie made. Do you know about that?
No.
The first Texas Chainsaw was kind of financed through like a mob company.
Oh my gosh.
Joe Bob Briggs talks about it all the time. It's like, so no one actually knows how much money the movie made because the mob didn't really want their finances out there. But apparently enough. But yeah, it does really well. I get why people like it, especially people with faith. I get why they love it. And it actually is a return, because there was a lot of that in the 70s with the Omen movies and the Exorcist. There was a lot of that satanic panic, and I think it's coming back now. And the Conjuring movies, they came out at the right time. They're like, yeah, we're back, baby. But I like those kinds of movies. Outside of Conjuring, Ty West, House of the Devil. I really like that.
I love Ty West.
Yeah, I like those kinds of stuff. Yeah. What is your favorite, and what do you think is the worst one?
The worst one is Annabelle Comes Home.
Out of all of them,
All
really?
of them. Yeah.
Really? What's your favorite?
Oh, well, after rewatching them all, I really like Conjuring 2.
Yeah, it's either Nun or Conjuring 2 for me.
Yeah.
I'm really having a hard time picking Nun or Conjuring 2. Worst? Oh God, it's gotta be Conjuring 3.
Okay.
Followed by Annabelle. Annabelle 1. But yeah, Conjuring 3. It's just,
I really recommend to all of you to watch them in order.
well, I'll go back and
Like,
watch them in order.
in the universe order.
Yeah.
Order.
It would be fun to
so
watch them
good.
chronologically.
It's really fun. Like,
Yeah.
some of them I didn't even get to, like, really appreciate because I was, like, either taking a shower or something. I wanted to make sure I watched all of them.
Yeah.
But they're really good if you watch them all in order. It's fun.
One is kind of low on the list for me. But yeah, Annabelle just wasn't that great. But it led into some cooler stuff.
Yes.
But Conjuring 3, it's just, I don't care about the main characters. Wasn't really grabbed by the story. And none of the scares or the monsters or whatnot really did it for me.
That's fair.
No, the way the girl dies at the end cracked me up. When the demon just folds her up and then she just plops over. I'm like, all right, at least you got me with that one. That one was really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess the worst one, you said Annabelle Comes Home. I'm saying Conjuring 3. Let us know what you think is the worst Conjuring universe film.
Let us know.
Now, we've made it to the end. Let's read our super chats. Now, let's see. The last one we read, hold on, I just want to see. All right, the last one we read on screen was Crystals. So let's go up. Up. So I can highlight them.
Whoa.
Hold on. Okay. I found it. Okay. So this is Mark Woodhouse for $5. Since you did Mary Shelley's Frankenstein and Dracula, you think you'll ever do Sleepy Hollow, which was produced by Francis Ford Coppola? I would love to do Sleepy Hollow. I'm recently going through my storage and I found my Headless Horseman figure, McFarlane figure.
Cool.
I would love to do.
Scary.
Yeah, nothing like the book, but I love that movie.
Oh.
That movie's fun. Joe might actually have a lot of the other toys from the McFarlane toy line from that movie. Let's see.
Oh, wait, before I forget, that just reminded me. There's an Easter egg in Conjuring 3.
Okay.
So the Palmer, I forget what the name, I think it's like Palmer or something, apartments.
Palmer, yeah.
Apartments.
Yeah. And
then it's the funeral home. So it's the apartments from Annabelle, and then it's the funeral home.
Oh, okay.
And they do several nods to horror films. And that,
Oh,
like
that's
famous
cool.
ones like Exorcist, Freddy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Psycho. Sorry.
So David Bauer says, Tony loves mommy milkers still.
What is a mommy milker? What is
Casey,
that?
Casey, has anyone ever called you a sweet summer child?
What is a sweet summer child?
Never mind. Mommy, you know what, Casey? Don't worry about it.
Mommy milkers.
Don't.
Like, if it's what I'm thinking.
This is my favorite thing, hanging out with Casey. Because, like, I'm such an asshole. My friends are assholes. And we all know these stupid things. And I'm like, oh, yeah, there's, like, people in the world that don't know this dumb shit.
I'm not a prude or anything.
I know.
I'm just like, I don't know.
Don't worry about it.
All right.
Google it
Who's
later.
that guy I gotta look up? David Chen. What's his name?
Oh, I don't know.
You told me to look him up.
Oh, I
Or
forget.
not to look him up.
Oh, Chris Chan. Do not look up Chris Chan. Do not look Chris Chan up. And not guy, girl. Thank you very much. Anyway.
Oh, sorry.
Ryan Powell, $5. Here's some more money since Mint Salad hasn't shown up to donate yet. Yeah, whenever Mint Salad's in the chat, she's just throwing money left and right. She does it for my show and then my friend Carl's show.
Oh, that's
both of his
sweet.
shows when he does super chats. He'll be like, oh, and another one for Mint Salad. It's like, Mint, Moneybag Salad.
She's supportive.
Mark Woodhouse. Also, I'm sending you a box of HD DVDs that I found. They're no longer here, but I just moved my HD DVD collection. So good. I guess I'm going to have more HD DVDs.
That's awesome.
I tried to play a couple because I have 2 HD DVD players. And like the 2 that I tested out didn't work. Warner Brothers ones.
Of course. Oh, and don't they always give you a hard time?
But yeah. Warner Brothers, they apparently like were the main ones behind HD DVD, and they were in such a rush that they like, I guess the way they printed the DVDs, they all broke down after a while.
Oh,
so people
horrible.
were telling me like I tried to put like Superman Returns on just to test it out, and there was no audio.
Oh my
people were like, yeah, the
gosh.
disc rot on the Warner Brothers HD DVDs are pretty bad. They had to compete with Blu-ray. Blu-ray ended up winning.
I love Blu-ray.
You know why Blu-ray won?
What?
They don't teach you this in school?
What?
Because of porn. Whatever medium that porn ends up picking ends up being the winning medium. So Betamax was technically better than VHS, but I guess because it was cheaper, all the porn companies started going on VHS. And then same thing with DVD and Laserdisc and whatnot.
Okay.
It'll never happen
Is
again.
it on Blu-ray?
What?
They make it on...
Yeah.
I thought you just watch it on computers.
Well, that's the thing. Now physical media is kind of going away because so many people watch it on computers. But that was like a weird statistic they found. They're like, oh yeah, whatever company. Oh god damn it, that's a weird correlation. House of Fury for $9.99. So Billy Zane's story. My cousin got his autograph at a convention and had him write a personal message to my cousin father not to feel bad that his wife is madly in love with him.
That's so cool.
I would not feel bad if a girl I was dating was like, I really am into Billy Zane. I'd be like, nah, I see it. I just want to talk about the Phantom with him, Casey. Oh, god damn. I thought I muted that. Where are we at here? I know there were more. Bill for $6.73 Canadian. Casey is the best guest. Super chat amount adjusted for Canadian to US dollar conversion. Thank you. Psycho Jet Black says, who would win in a fist fight, Kieran or Justin? Kieran. And Psycho Jet Black, would you rather kiss Kevin Sorbo or Chuck Norris? I'm going to assume that's a question for you.
Oh. I don't know.
It's tough.
That is tough.
Chuck Norris is...
It's like I'm not really attracted to Kevin Sorbo. I'm more attracted to...
Chuck Norris?
Chuck Norris, I think. Because doesn't he do...
Chuck Norris had funny
karate
memes. Yeah.
something?
Yeah, he had funny memes in the...
But I've met Kevin Sorbo. Oh,
Kevin Sorbo was my hero growing up. I loved him as Hercules.
Can I just say both?
Okay.
I'll say both. Yeah.
Kevin Sorbo, I loved him as Hercules.
Aw.
In one of those God of War games, you get to fight Hercules, and they got Kevin Sorbo to voice him. I was like, oh my god, it's Kevin
That's
Sorbo!
cool.
Here we go, here. Ryan Powell for $5. I've never seen Space Cat so content as she is with Casey. Well, I don't usually have the ottoman in here, so there's more room for her to like actually sit.
Wow.
Whereas when I'm Twitch streaming, I pick up Space Cat and she's like, ah!
I think it's my presence.
Well, yeah, that's the problem. She's going to be a pain in the ass all week now. Whenever there's like that's the problem. Space Cat loves girls because she used to spend all her time with my sister. So she loves when like there's girls over, which is very rare. So whenever they leave, she ends up just wanting way more attention than usual. I'm like, oh my god, oh my god.
Now you embarrassed her.
Ironically, she'll run when she sees my sister because my sister takes her to the vet the most. So now when she sees my sister, it used to be her favorite. She's like, oh god, no.
Aww.
All right, Psycho Jet Black. Would you rather fight Amber Heard or Amber Heard? Ronda Rousey's a trained fighter.
You could just like say mean things to Amber Heard.
Yeah, and Ronda Rousey is in Raid Shadow Legends, the game, which I did an ad for this week, and we did an ad for in the past.
Oh yeah.
Let me see here. My God, Psycho Jet Black, you're just dropping money left and right here. Would you rather make out with Robert De Niro, Kenneth Branagh's Frankenstein, or Gary Oldman? Okay, so Robert De Niro in the Frankenstein movie as the monster. Do you remember what he looked like?
I don't know what he looks like, but I know what... Yeah, let me see.
Let me pull it up.
Okay. I think they're asking you this, though, not me. The other one made more sense for me.
De Niro. All right, so... Oh, it's on Tubi right now. So...
Oh, yeah, that.
So that's the De Niro Frankenstein. Now, you got to be specific, because Gary Oldman, he's a young Dracula, old Dracula, Bat Dracula, Wolf Dracula, Gas Dracula. What Dracula am I going? Either way, I'm going for Dracula. If it's young Dracula, I'm going to go for that. Actually, no, I'm going to go for the warrior, long-haired Dracula with the red meat armor in the beginning of that movie. I fucking love that movie so much. I have multiple copies of it. I love that movie. That's me. I don't know. What are you going for? Dracula?
Can you show me the other one? Just at least one of them.
Gary Oldman Dracula?
Yeah.
So you have... So there's young, but then you also have old with the buns.
You said Gary...
That's Gary Oldman. He drinks some blood, and then he turns into this young one in the same movie.
The young one...
And then this is him in the past, before he became a Dracula. He's even more hunky.
I really think this question was for you. What did you pick?
Either this or that one. So either way, it's Gary Oldman. Definitely not that one. And definitely not the mid-bat transformation.
I don't know. The Frankenstein looked like it could... I don't know. Like, I could get stuck on something. So maybe the Dracula. Yeah, the Dracula.
Actually, go back and watch our episode for Mary. Actually, that was a 2-part episode. We did... Bram Stoker's Dracula and Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, because they were made around the same time. The makeup on the De Niro Frankenstein is good, because like it starts off stitched and whatnot, but as the movie goes on, he actually heals. So you see like the healing. Anyway, is that guy is paying a bunch of money for us to talk about who we make out with? Richard O'Brien. Will Justin ever be on the show again? I don't know. Probably not. Let's see. Was that it? Anyone else? Anyone else? Leave your super chats now. Casey, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much
for coming here for this live episode.
This was a lot of fun.
I love doing the live episodes because there's very little post-production. So they're a lot of fun. And I love communicating with the fans. So I have a plan going forward. Not with this setup when there's multiple people here, but the ones where I'm like on the headset with a personal remote. So I think for the $10 here on Patreon, when I do these live streams, well, one, I'm still going to do the live streams on Patreon. I'm doing an edit stream next week. For the $10 patrons, I'm going to send them the StreamYard link for our monthly wrap-ups, and I will have them come in on the end, and they can talk about what they watched on the monthly wrap-ups.
I would love that.
So if you guys want, if that's something you guys are into, I'm thinking of trying that with the monthly wrap-up stream, which I'm very excited to do. So yeah, I send you the StreamYard link at the very end. I'll be like, hey, come on in. What do you have to say here? What did you think of this movie? I think it'd be fun.
Yes.
That would get me, because I have friends who like, they charge for their Discord server, which I do for the $5. But they have like people in the Discord call in. I'm like, yeah, you know what? That'd be pretty cool. If the just limit it to the $10 tier, because I don't want like 1 million people being like, I also have something to say. Yes, 1 million people.
Yeah.
Richard O'Brien sent $1.99 but didn't leave a comment. So I'll give him a minute to see if he has another comment. Casey, what do you have going on? What do you have to plug lately?
Ooh, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, recently I just released my new workout program with the apparel company called Death Comes Lifting.
Ooh.
It's fit for the final girl to hell and back.
Nice.
So definitely check out my Instagram at Casey the Final Girl for more information on that. It's a lot of fun. So.
Nice. And isn't Jessica doing that? Jessica was talking about that, right?
Yeah, Jessica's a part of it. That's amazing. Yeah. And then we got something coming up, right?
Yes. Monday's episode is Valentine from 2001. It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
It's a really epic episode.
The Other Bloody Valentine. So I don't know if I want to call the episode The Other Bloody Valentine Movie or 3 Single People Talk About Valentine.
Yeah, which one do you think?
And give dating advice.
We do. We give some advice.
We give a lot of
You learn a lot about us in it.
We get a lot of dating advice. I think I'm finding out why I might be single. It's a really fun episode. Me, Casey, and Crystal are
I
on
still
it.
have not found out why I'm single. I don't know why. Oh, you'll find out then, I guess.
I don't know. I feel like you have high expectations for men. When you have to realize
They're not high. They're all reasonable.
Well, that just shows that you don't know how shitty men actually are. So you're high expectations.
Oh my gosh.
What's low to you is high for everyone else. Like, yeah, go lower. Go lower. Oh man, I just can't get girls to leave their house, especially after pandemic. They're like, nah, we don't go out anymore. But anyway, those are all the fun dating advice and dating stuff you'll learn in our Valentine episode on Monday. Thank you all for coming out. It looks like the super chats are done. Yes, and thanks for everyone who's supporting the channel. I know money is tight. You don't have to give super chats. You don't have to subscribe to Patreon and stuff, but it'll help your old Uncle Tony out if you do. And it keeps the show afloat. That's why I like doing these live episodes. They offer something fun. And again, the super chats make up for if this episode does poorly or not.
All right.
Because my audience, maybe they don't like Conjuring. But at least I didn't not in the hole anymore like I would be.
Well, you're greatly appreciated either way.
Yes, and go to church after watching the Conjuring movies. All right, goodbye.